Oi. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's going to be one interesting show live from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Rational Male. We're gonna talk about Akash. It's been a long time. Time to come back. Revisit. After 3 years, 3 long years, we're going to talk about how Akaash Singh gaslit himself. Yes, everybody. I know everyone's talked about this. I'm going to get into a little bit of Andrew Willson and CGA because everybody wants me to do it. There we go. Can you guys not hear that? Can you hear me? You guys got me, right? Oh, hang on 1 second. I got Kyle on this line. Kyle. Hold on 1 sec. Yeah, I know. It's probably coming through a different mic. Sorry, my bad. Am I echoing? Am I super echoey? Sorry. I am doing this solo right now. I just had Kyle hit me up. Kyle's not here yet. We are having some technical difficulties in the room today. Kyle's on his way. Let's see. Let me see. Are you on your way? Sound isn't clear. Sounds good. Somebody said sounds good. Somebody said sounds not good. Who's good? Give me one. Give me a one. Oh, okay. Kyle's on his way. All right. So I'm just going to make this work while he's on his way in. So, you know what? I'll just run through all of these. It's going to be a little bit of a different show today, I'm afraid. There you go. Hold on 1 second. Let me bring myself in. There you go. Can you guys hear me okay? Or am I echoey? How's that? Better? Kyle's coming in. I don't know. He got delayed today for some reason. We're having a little bit of a later show, but I tried to set this up as best I could. So let's see. Can you guys hear me okay, though? I just want to make sure. We're good. Perfect sound. Good. Awesome. Sweet. Okay. Well, let's get to it, man. I'll just run through this. I'll run through my media assets while we wait for Kyle. Oh, this was, by the way, this first one was from Coral Osborne. So let's see if I can get her in here. Get this one in here.
Female lineage. I was talking to the shaman. I was talking about something about how I was feeling my female lineage and the women in my life and how I was really feeling that. And as a man, and then the shaman was like, with all due respect, I'm not feeling masculinity coming from you. You're feeling very feminine to me. And I was like, really? Whoa. And it just clicked for me that I was, in fact, totally disconnected from my masculine.
What a shock, right?
If a woman chooses to divorce you, you're going to have to pay her until she gets married again. Not until she shacks up with somebody else, but until she gets married again, and she can take your kids or use them as a tool in custody battles. The reason why this is resonating when young men hear it is because it's true.
Yep.
Now, here's the other thing I would say. And this is the part that just irritates me about looking at the world and viewing everybody through the lens of statistics. My wife and I got married at 19 and 20, but we both grew up in homes that were considered broken homes, right? Divorce, multiple divorce. We moved to the other side of the country where we had no support network with our family and no real friend network.
That's leave and cleave.
Right? Right? And we went into the military, which has a 50% or higher divorce rate during peacetime.
Wow.
Then a war kicked off, and I joined Special Forces, which has more of a 70 to 80% divorce rate. And people look like, oh my gosh, the odds. I'm like, those odds meant nothing to me. Why? Because of her.
Right.
Because of who I married.
Oh, I love that.
Because of what we built our marriage on.
Yeah.
Like those statistics mean nothing to me.
Numbers change when people do.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
We don't think about that enough. Instead of looking at the
Numbers
stats,
change
we
when
go, I'm
people
not
do.
going to be a
There you go.
stat.
The stats reflect what is currently happening.
Correct.
And we should ask good questions about why that's currently happening.
Yes.
It doesn't dictate what is going to happen.
Yes.
That's the Matt Walsh like version of reality. It's like, well, the stats don't matter. You won't be a statistic. It's not going to happen for you. Everybody, that's Nick Frietas. Yeah, you're right. That is. Yeah, no, it's never gonna happen to you. You're gonna be okay, right? And just because, like, you know, it's like never tell me the odds, right? Just because it didn't happen to you does not mean that the statistics are not still relevant. That's just the whole thing. Yeah, is the video bad? Because I'm looking at it right now and it looks pretty good to me. Is it blurry? What is the blurry? Video looks like it's 1990. Let me see if I got this wrong or right here. Hang on, let me see if I can get the quality of the camera. The camera res is awful. Hold on one second. Maybe, is that better? Does that work for you? Better this way? Okay, I had it in high res, but maybe it's not able to do it in this camera. I'm not really sure. Is that better? A Nokia phone. It's a Nokia phone. It looks good it looks so good on the screen right now. Tiny bit better. Nope. Still look like shit. Okay, hang on. Didn't see a difference. Okay, let me see if I can set this up. Hold on. Why does it look good on my end though? That's weird. Let's see. Camera. I'm trying to use, it's USB video, that's why. Sorry. It's the only thing I can do right at this point. How about standard def? Is that better? Now I look like I'm compressed. How about low def? Let's do low def. Let's just do standard def. How's that? Is that even better? Still 720? Still no. Trash. Okay, so I guess it's not it's got to be the card. It's got to be I'm plugged into a video capture card right now because I had no other choice but to like try to rejigger this whole thing before because Kyle's not here yet, but Kyle's coming in. We'll fix it. We will fix it as soon as Kyle gets here. God, I wonder if I can do an extra camera. Can I do an extra camera? There we go. I wish I could. Let's go that way. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, I got a better idea. Hang on. I got an idea. How about, what if I did this? Oops, wait a minute. What if I did this setting? Hold on. Is that better? Can you see me better on that? Here, there we go. I have to use the laptop camera. The laptop camera's not too bad on this thing. Is that better? Do we like that? Frozen? I don't think I'm frozen. Am I frozen? How about that? No, even worse. This can't be worse. This is actually from the fucking the laptop. Is it good now? Still bad. Nope. It's better with no video. Thanks. Okay. A million times worse. Okay. You guys are just fucking. I think you guys are just fucking with me at this point. All right. Let me try something else. I will go back. Camera. Where's the camera? There it is. Okay. Let's. Oh wait. That's why. Hold on a second. How about we go here, and we do that. Let's try this. Hold on. Is that any better? Camera's up to full high def. Okay, good. Let's try that. Okay, how's that? There you go. Aaron Clary has better video than me. It's analog? It's not analog. Nope, it still sucks. Okay, hang on. No longer blurry, just Jets blurry. Okay, how about that? Frozen garbage. I'm frozen? How am I frozen? I can't even see it. Look. All right, hold on one second. Put me back in again. Is that working? No? Boomer video. Thanks. VHS quality. 1940. This is great. Okay, now see, here's the thing. Now you can like you guys can like give me all these great. Oh wait, you know what? Hell, why not? Let's just do this. Masculine geek pirates. Yeah, thanks. I'll eat butt pirate. Who's a bigger cuck, Andrew Willson or Akash? I'm gonna go with Akash actually. Let's see, dual mating strategy, college chat versus Akash. Yeah, yep. And what's this one? Akash, Simpy, thanks with the H. And we're paying for high quality here. Come on. Yeah, I'm working on it, man. I'm the hardest working dude in podcasting. You know that, right? There you go. Rip Akash. Yes. Okay, here. You know what? While we're waiting, let's just throw Jake in here.
What's happening?
Jake will save me.
They miss the oppression. They can't be victims anymore when they've got everything they want. It makes sense. These liberal white women, they got everything. Everything handed to them. They could act how they wanted, do what they wanted, no consequences. And they're bored. They're bored with these male feminists begging for a crumb of pussy. They hate these fellas. This is why in the alternative subculture, that's the whole dommy-mommy thing, because no man is more feminized and soyified than the men that you find in alternative subcultures. Pussies, the lot of them. So what do women do in response in the total and utter domination of the subculture? What do? They treat men like shit. They drain them of money for their OnlyFans, step on them, step on me, mommy, we've heard this, step on them, grind them in the dust, treat them like shit because they're pathetic. Of course women are going to do this with a squirming, pathetic, soft-body little bitch boy. You didn't want men, you just wanted girls with dicks. More things are making sense.
You just wanted girls with dicks. Oh, my. Have anybody else seen this one?
I heard through someone who knows you very well that you are a very generous man.
I don't know about that, but okay.
You're so generous that you share your wife.
I do. Sometimes for porn, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very I think that's the most generous thing you can do.
Thank you. You know, I don't think any of the other men that I've ever allowed her to sleep with have ever said that to me, so thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Now, how much meth does someone have to smoke to let someone else fuck their wife?
Yeah, I only done meth one time in my life.
So it just takes one time. Do you or do you not regret allowing Lena to sleep with Jason Love?
I absolutely do not regret that. I don't even know if I believe that this thing is plugged in, but...
Blood, sweat, forward breathing, upper breathing. I've been testing since the 1980s.
Well, okay. Maybe there's something that I don't know that I've been holding on to.
Why do you think that the majority of men wouldn't allow their wives to do the types of things that you allow Lena to do?
I think we're open-minded.
But would you agree that the only thing that's became more open is Lena's clam?
Okay. I mean,
or is it
something about the word clam? Yeah, her vagina has maintained the majority of the pre-Jason Love tightness.
No, I think the only thing that's still tight is the devil's grip on her soul, I would say at this point, right?
Her soul has not been in any way affected by her porn career.
Is that objectively true?
Can we talk about something else?
I do have a lot of more questions. They're all about Lena. There's about 21 more questions.
Okay. I don't know like why you like flew out to the other side of the country just to give me a hard time about my wife and to sit this creepy bisexual black guy next to me and to weird me out.
I'll give you a hard time.
True.
Oh my gosh.
Vogue just posted an article saying having a boyfriend is embarrassing. I think for men, this is a wake-up call. To the smart, independent woman, good salary, nice place, we provide no benefit. We are no longer the priority. In fact, we're probably a burden to them. We need to realize having a girlfriend is a privilege. And our duty is to raise them up and make them the most successful version of themselves.
Men will not exist in your life if they consider themselves a burden. Ladies, newsflash, if you didn't know this, this is like every man. It's why they don't like to talk about their problems. They have been socialized to believe that the only value that they bring is in what they can do or what they can provide. So if you want your man to open up to you, you cannot make him think that he's a burden. Do not tell that man to man up, or that you don't feel safe anymore because he cried or he vented his feelings to you. That man may open up once, but if it backfires, that man will sacrifice his own well-being before becoming a burden to someone again.
diapers and supplements, and because it's not instinctually normal for husbands to stay home and nurture their children. And that's the inconvenient truth.
I really wish that Richard Reeves, Dr. Richard Reeves, would watch this one, because I am just inundated with videos of this guy talking about how society needs to change so that we can reinforce and praise and reward stay-at-home dads, because that's what we need. Men are dropping out because society, social constructionism, has essentially convinced men that they're pussies if they don't, right? And it's like, no, they just don't have any natural, instinctual, like, proclivities to want to do those things. That's why it's called sexual dimorphism. And I think one of the problems that I see happening with a lot of this more like, for lack of a better term, this liberal wokesy kind of, understanding of the world is it's really founded on social constructionism. And you take away social constructionism and you take away the blank slate, just those two. Remember, there's 4 pillars of sort of like liberal progressive thinking, but you take away those 2 pillars of it, and they have no argument. There's no way you come back from it. And this chick was probably a dyed-in-the-wool feminist, and she's out here talking about this stuff. So let's go here.
Days a month, do women actually want to have sex?
Usually around day 7 to day 14, you see this linear increase in the number of women who are having sex. Estrogen is positively related to sexual desire and also the probability of having sex on a given day.
Okay, I want to point out that this is textbook ovulatory shift, which was really, I guess, I won't say pioneered by Dr. Marty Hazelton, who's, as you know, one of my favorite. She is to Rollo Tomasi what Dr. David Buss is to Michael Sartain. I can't say enough about Dr. Marty Hazelton. She did 25, almost 30 plus years of research on exactly this. And if you watch any of my first videos or my first talks at the 21 convention, this is exactly what I talk about, and how guys can leverage understanding women's ovulatory cycle, menstrual cycle, whatever, to their advantage. And the problem is like everybody in their mind, like you get this influx of women into the psychology fields, and the first thing they do is they want to challenge this and debunk it, and they just like rejigger the experiments, and it doesn't replicate anymore, yada yada yada. But the fact of the matter is that it actually does.
The luteal phase is associated with diminished sexual desire, sexual function, and women tend to have less sexual activity.
Everybody is so scared of the luteal phase, men especially. Maybe they should be.
A lot of times when women are feeling upset,
you notice that men are scared. They're scared of the luteal phase. Nobody's fucking scared, but you probably can go down to, I don't know, Fremont and do like a man on the street interview and say, hey, guy, just interview just nothing but guys. Do you know what the luteal phase is for women's menstrual cycle? They would have no effing clue.
About something in the relationship, particularly in the second half of the menstrual cycle, ultimately it boils down to safety, security. Sexual desire is cyclical. And when men know that, it takes so much pressure off them.
I'm so pro-woman and I'm so pro-woman's health.
Right.
That's why I'm like sounding the alarms on this. Is it true that on birth control you would be more attracted to a feminine looking man?
Women de-emphasize the priority that they place on masculine type cues in male faces, voices, and behaviors.
Have you heard of this? Women saying to you, Sarah, oh my gosh, I got off the pill and I'm not even in love with my husband. I'm not attracted to my husband.
I know several people who've gone through divorces for this very reason.
What is the lie that women are told about the IUD?
It acts locally. All right, so doctors will say, oh, don't worry about the hormonal IUD. Those hormones act locally. You heard it here first. There's no such thing as a locally acting hormone.
Is there any scientific evidence whatsoever that being on the pill could change your sexual orientation?
So that's interesting.
That's very interesting. I doubt it's right, but I just wanted to point out here, let me put myself back in here. I know the video's bad. Sorry. I'm waiting until when Kyle gets here, I promise you we'll change the video. So bear with me. At least the audio's okay, right? I wanted to make an adjustment here, make an observation. Is I've written about this for a long time. If you have the first book, there's a chapter in there called Your Friend Menstruation, right? And it was about how guys could leverage women's ovulatory cycle. Like if you can figure out when a woman is in her proliferative phase. The luteal phase, by the way, is like when she's flushing out, right? So but the proliferative phase is anywhere between like day 7 to day 14 in that cycle, and that's when the egg is dropping, and that's when women get the most. That's, by the way, that's when testosterone spikes for women as well. And the thing that kills me is, like, for the last decade, maybe 12 years or something, maybe 15 years, there's been this concerted effort to find some way to debunk ovulatory shift. And this has been something that, like I said, Dr. Marty Hazelton from UCLA has been talking about for a very long time with people, with luminaries in the field, such as Dr. Gad Saad as well. And one of the things that they really don't want guys knowing, or even women knowing for that matter, is just how that cycle fixes behavior, or it inspires or prompts behavior in women. Don't worry about the video. The video's coming back. Don't worry. I know about the video. All good. Does he know about the video? Yes, I know about the video. Just give me a second here, okay? I got to wait till Kyle gets here so I can get we'll put the cameras back on the ATEM, because right now I'm just on the video capture card right now. I'm still don't understand why, like, when I switch over to this camera here. Is that better? I was hoping this was going to be better, but you guys still think that my camera resolution sucks. So maybe what I need to do is just duck out and come back in again. I might have to do that. Video's fine now. Is that good now? This is okay? This is okay for the time being? All right. Get to look up my nose for a little bit better. It is a little bit better. Okay, good. Anyways, ovulatory shift. Been talking about that for forever. The VHS quality. I love the VHS quality cam. Thanks a lot. Nope. There he is. There's the man, the myth, the legend. What happened?
My car battery died.
Oh, your car battery died. Okay.
I got stuck literally.
Look, I'm on a video capture card right now, and everybody's like, it looks like it's VHS video. I was like, oh, yeah, I know. I just completely rejiggered the whole thing. Here, actually, you know what? I'm going to just go on the laptop video for the time being, and then you can go. Yep. Yeah, there we go. How's that? Is that better? Maybe that works better for us. Okay. No, it's bad. Kyle ride a Tesla. Do you have a Tesla? Is that what it was? Oh, we're not done with videos yet, so you still have time.
All right, being so fucking serious, the next man that enters my life, he is required to take me out on 3 dates before he gets a sleepover and before he gets my clothes off. Okay, I'm being so fucking for real right now, because here's the thing. As soon as you spend the night with a man, not even doing anything, they stop asking you out on dates. Then, once you sleep with them, they don't want anything to fucking do with you anymore, which, like, whatever. I'm tired of men sexualizing me and objectifying me. Yeah, I've made it very easy for them to do that in the past, but, like, I'm done. I'm seriously fucking done. Like, hookup culture is fun for, like, 5 minutes. I miss connection. I miss having feelings. I miss being yearned for. I miss yearning. I can't just keep getting obsessed with a man for a week or two and then moving on to the next one. It's too exhausting, and it's honestly, like, mentally draining. So seriously, the next guy that enters my life, he has to take me on 3 dates. Not sleepovers, not hang outside his apartment. He has to take me to in-person public activity dates, whether it's dinner, whether it's going on a walk, something. I am tired of a man being like, let's go on 1 date, and then you can come over, and you can just come over every time you want to hang out. No. What happened to romance? I want romance! Anyways, celibacy era is going great so far. So good.
Back up. I'm back up. All right, now live from Las Vegas. Here's Akash.
Akash has been with one girl in his life who is his wife.
That's my wife. That's an
So
Indian
this
woman
is
that was
like
important to
loyal
me.
through and through.
I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to fucking hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my asshole was a little sore. Oh my God. And I remember that he
What kind of porn do you watch when you use a vibrator?
I'm just thinking of like my own husband while I'm like doing it. Wait, that's kind of baller, but I could never do that.
Yeah. And so I was
Okay,
using
you and your husband split finances, and I'm gonna be really fucking honest.
I don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
First
And-
of all, that's a fucking red flag. I'm not like, no joke. I love you girls. If you want to work, all for that, whatever. But like any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a fucking red flag. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money.
God, how do you like that? There you go. Okay, now we're back. Is this better? Is this not? Are you not entertained? Is this better for you? Is that better? We're better. We're back. We're back in action again. Thank you. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Rachel Veil. Oh, win Kyle. Kyle for the save. Kyle is clutch, man. Kyle's clutch. I know. Dude, it rolled around to be like 12:45. I'm like, oh shit, I better try figuring out how I'm going to be able to do this solo.
Goddamn phone signal died at the same time my car battery died.
Yeah. Oh my God. People want to know what her name is, Kyle. What's her name?
Want to know my name?
Why are you really
Pussy, that's why.
There you go. All right. See, that I would accept. I'd be all right. Okay. Well, yeah, all right. Okay, back to 2025. Oh shit. Yeah. God damn, I'm glad Tiffany's not coming in today, because we're flying by the seat of our pants today. What do you got here? Let me run these through. I literally feel the pain for Akash. Well, don't feel too bad for Akash. I'm a rock musician. Aren't we all? I'm going on a date with a shy, modest girl. She's cute though. Any advice given to our different lifestyles? Well, what kind of lifestyle does she live? She's dating me. You're a rock star? You're a rock musician. And what is she like? A good church girl? Like, I would need more information on this, but like, oh, she's shy and modest. Well, that's probably the reason why she's attracted to you, because you're like different, like polarity, right? There you go. Just make sure you hold frame. Like she's probably the one thing about like kind of, I don't even want to use the word good girl, because there's no such thing as a good girl. There's just girls who haven't got caught yet. Is that better? Or that's better. What I would say is make sure that you hold frame and make sure that you're congruent with what you're projecting to her. That would be my very, like, right from the rip. That's what I would say. Let's see. This is for Ned's college fund. Yeah, he is much appreciative of that today, because farmers dog food is freaking spendy.
Yeah, they gouge.
It's good. The dogs love it. I ain't gonna lie. They have some quality product there, but man, it's expensive. Why is Andrew a bigger cuck than Akash? Why is Andrew Schultz or Andrew Willson? I'll explain. I'll explain my rationale for those. No, actually, Akash would be way more. Simply because Akash was like, do you know who Akaash Singh is? I hope so.
Comedian.
Oh, well, see, so what I did was I was really kind of holding off on doing this as a topic for the show, because like I don't want it to be too red meaty, but everybody's doing it. So and so by the time it rolls around to Sunday, I'm like, okay, I've had enough. Okay, so Andrew Wilson. I've had enough like information that I think I can confidently do a show about it. And the reason why I say that is because I've done this show already 3 years ago. I did this show 3 years ago. It was called, in fact, here, I actually have the, this was the, where'd it go? There it is. Hold on. Like, I'll just host the image. So I did this show back in 2022 of all places or all times, right? Let's try that. Is this it? There you go. This is what I did in 2022. The rationale, this is back when I used to put the logo on the thumbnail in case anybody didn't know. I knew nothing about thumbnails back then. I was just doing them because I thought they were cool. The fellow on the left-hand side is Akash, and then is it Andrew Schultz? Andrew Schultz is on the other side.
From the Flagrant
the
podcast?
Flagrant 2 podcast. Boy, have times have changed because now like Myron. Okay, so I got to give you a little bit of history on this too because I want to make sure that I dot the I's and cross the T's here because I have to be really accurate because like I said, I did this show already and I will show you some of the stuff that was said back in the day. Now everybody's digging into the archives of like when Myron and Fresh went on Flagrant 2. Okay. So Akaash Singh is I'm good. Is a comedian, stand-up comedian. So is Andrew Schultz and Akash, made some, no disrespect. I mean, the guy has definitely done the work and has put himself out there. And let me say something about stand-up comedy. That is no fucking joke, man. Putting yourself up there solo. And if you bomb, you fucking bomb. Yeah, that's it. So, I got nothing but respect for guys who do stand-up because I know how tough a gig that can be. Not that I've done it myself, but I only play one on the internet, right? But the thing is he was it was back in 2022, and Myron and Fresh went on Flagrant 2. I didn't even know who these guys were, but of course back then I was following everything that Myron and Fresh did, right? Mm-hmm. And so the year before was when Abba and Preach went after them. And that was in August of 2021. And then I want to say this was like in June, maybe, of 2022. And so they go on. And the reason why they were brought on the show, or they even like made waves enough to be, viable on, Flagrant 2, was because they had done this video, or they had this like clip, I guess, of them from the now we call it the After Hours show, but then it was their main show. And they were talking about how they didn't dabble in the dark. And what they were talking about is they only wanted to, what they were talking about is they only wanted to date white chicks, which if you know anything about Fresh, he's pretty much been very consistent in that over the years. Snowflower. Yes, he's all about the snow bunnies, right? And Myron,
Angie's Latino.
She's Latino, so maybe that doesn't count as white, but like she went black, so
dabbles in the sand.
My Mexican said that. I mean,
dabbles in the cactus.
But so anyways, they went on and they were just running them up the flagpole, and they were just trying to shame Myron and Fresh because they were, they didn't want it. They had the balls to openly say that they weren't interested in dating black chicks, right? And I'm like, good, more for me. Because they said they tended to like me when I was on that show. But anyways, that was what brought them on the show. And then of course, but that was just like the pretense to get them on the show. Yeah. The real reason they wanted to be on there is because they wanted to dress them down, right? Like, how can I believe you're saying this? You guys are creating incels, blah, blah, blah. Which, by about the middle of the show, you kind of realize, okay, now I know why they brought them on, right? And that's where I stepped in because I wanted to, like, I did this. It wasn't even a live, it wasn't a live stream. It was a short form video that I did. It was about an hour long. And the reason I did it is because I wanted to make damn sure that I picked apart every little bit of it. It was only dedicated to that show. So I did a critique of that show. And during that show, Akash had mentioned something to the effect that he had only ever slept with his wife. He's only ever slept with one chick. And that was the chick that you guys just saw in the last video. And during that conversation, and we'll get to that. Well, during that conversation, there's all kinds of clips that are floating around. I just wanted to show you guys. But during that conversation, Akash was what I would call not a blue pill alpha, but certainly certainly a blue pill beta, right? And what happens is when a guy gets to that stage where he's like starting to see some kind of success, and girls are suddenly interested in him, or maybe just like, conveniently interested in him, they think their ship has come in. They think they finally stuck to their guns, and and this doesn't have to be like fame. It doesn't have to be somebody who's like as affluent or well off. I don't know how much money these guys make, but they don't have to be super well off. It could be a guy that who's like usually it's very religious guys, but it doesn't have to be. It's guys who are very invested in this kind of self-righteous, I have more respect for myself than to, do something like that. And it's like, well, basically what they're doing and what Akash was doing, and I mentioned this in the video 3 years ago, was that he was making his necessity a virtue. So when you don't get no pussy, you're a guy that don't fuck, right? If you're a guy that doesn't fuck, like, how do you explain that? And because for the most part, guys, to me anyways, if I know a guy who is a 30-year-old virgin, which I think Akash might have been. He was.
It sounds like
late
20s,
late term of a virgin. Let's just say, okay. When I see that, I'm like, what's wrong with this dude? Like what? Like it's almost like he has some kind of physical defect, right? He's like missing an arm or something like that.
He's 41 right now.
Oh, he's 41.
Yeah,
Holy
he is
shit!
born May 4th, 1984.
He's been married to her for what? 4 years? 5 years?
I'll find that out right now.
3 years, something like that. Yeah, find out how long he was married to her, because he was very openly proud about the fact that he stayed a virgin until he got with his virgin girlfriend.
So supposedly they started dating 6 years ago and only recently married up July 2021.
Oh my God. Oh, 2021. Okay.
2021.
So they were married for a year by the time Fresh and Fit had got on the thing. So they've been married for 6 years. He's 41 right now.
Yes, 41.
So what does that put him at, like 30, 34?
34, yeah.
34,
no, 34, 35.
30, yeah, somewhere in early mid 30s, right? So he was like very open and very proud about the fact that he only ever slept with his girlfriend and blah blah blah. Okay, and she happened to be Indian, right? And so he was like he goes into great detail about how they met. No, I saw her at a club and blah blah blah, and okay, you might be right, Sorla, but was he really? I don't know. No one will ever know. Only it's between him and God, okay? But the point I'm making, the point I'm making is that guys with that sort of mentality kind of depend on that. They depend on the virtue that they invest themselves. They ego invest in their own virtue. And so when that virtue or that sort of self-righteous investment in it starts to hit pay dirt, right? You find, hey, I finally got a girl. The girl, hey, see, it does work. I did find a girl. She's a virgin too. She was waiting for me like all this whole time.
It works.
No, she wasn't. And you couldn't tell him shit back 3 years ago.
She was evil maxing on him.
Yeah, you couldn't tell him anything back then. And boy, do I have some videos for you for this one. But I don't want to make this just about tearing down Akash. Okay. It's easy to like beat up on people after the fact. I got it. But even Myron, when he was on the show, says, well, we'll see in, 10 years. Well, it didn't take 10 years. It took only 3 years. Right. And so that's why everybody's kind of jumping all over this topic right now, jumping all over this, this situation anyways. What's going on between the two of them? I don't know. Maybe he's going to make some sort of public statement about this. I don't know, but I'll tell you who's not worried about it is Myron Gaines. That was just meat for the grinder right there. But the thing is so when I did my critique video of Abba and Preach when they came after them the first time, and then I did this video and, I was talking to Fresh and he's like, we just blow those guys off. You don't have to worry about that. You're like, okay, but now you want to make it, you want to blow it up into this really big thing. Now, Myron's always talking about like how, what is it? Abba was like, he's into milk, getting himself milked, like, I mean, the guy, I'm not saying they're gay, but they're pushing maximum gayity. Thank you, Dimebag Daryl. Pushing maximum gayity. But So yeah, so now it's okay to go after them. But when I was going after them, and it was like, just tone it down a little bit. But anyways, so now I think we see sort of what I was talking about back then. And you will never see a guy who is more annoying a white knight than a guy who is really invested in his sort of beta blue pill methodology, his belief set, right? And I'm one, see, this is a problem. So whenever people ask me like, Rollo, what red pilled you? Like, or they'll ask you like it's a verb, right?
Yeah.
When did you get red pilled? Past tense, right? And this is one of those. Oh, now Aaron Clary is calling me. No, Aaron, I'm in the middle of a show. Sorry. But now that sort of the chickens have come home to roost, this is one of those situations, especially for a guy like Akash, because this doesn't look good. Like, especially if you're a public, you're on a podcast. Your podcast is popular. You're a stand-up comedian. You're very vocal about the conditions and the quality of your marriage and all of the things that sort of the circumstances that led up to it. And we're very self-righteous and very, all up in your feels about the situation with your wife. And it turns out that she's, nostalgic for fucking college guys and wants to get an orgy.
And a train ran on her by a bunch of
and when you see some of these other videos, I got a whole slew of videos to run through here. But he's a classic simp. He's not just a beta male, but a simp beta male, simping for his wife. When that's your only option, when you're like, I keep telling guys, it's like, don't get into this is me, okay? This isn't Dr. Orion Taraban or any of the rest of these sons of bitches, right? I've been saying this since day one, is guys shouldn't even consider monogamy until they get to be about 30, right? And then have a girlfriend, not get married, right? And people say, well, Rollo, you were 28 when you got married, so why don't you just practice what you preach? Well, I'm not saying that I did everything right. In fact, I would say right now, the thing that gets me is like when people come after, they run after Andrew Willson or anybody else's sort of, their past or whatever. I have a pretty squeaky clean past, so much so that dickheads like Destiny have to make up shit about me. But in this case, yes, I did get married at 28, but I still advise guys to get married. Wait 2 more years or wait 4 more years. Wait till you get into a position in your life where you can maximize your potential. Now, I had a lot of potential at 28, but I didn't maximize it until I got really into my 40s. But the thing is like for most guys, it takes longer for them to realize their sexual market value potential until they get to about their mid-30s, because it takes longer for guys to build up those accomplishments, build up that value over time. Because it just does. Like unless you're a very highly talented, artist, musician, or whatever, a guy who's like a coder, a programmer or something, and you're 25 years old and you happen to be really good looking, those are outliers. I got it. But it takes guys to be about 35, 36, 37 years old to get to the point where they become maximally attractive to women. And I don't mean that just in the physical sense, because people, they make this mistake all the time. Whenever they see, whenever they see this, this chart. Whenever I show people this chart, people go, what's this based on? Show me the stats. I put this together in 2014, and this was just my gut. Okay. This was just what I was experiencing when I'm dealing with guys, and they're the younger guys are like, oh, I can't, I need to get more, I need to get my flowers. I need to like build up more value. And for women, when you look at like when they are maximally attractive, it's usually about 23 years old. And that's how I generated this plot chart. Is it 100% founded on cited information? Yes, it is now. Back then it wasn't, but now it certainly is, because what's funny is that over the years, had I known that this was going to get recycled over the course of like 15, coming up on 20 years, had I known, I would have put more thought into the colors. I would have made this a little bit, dressed it up a little bit better. But people use that. That's a chart from my book, and it's one of the things I'm known for, is that one graph. And I was just doing that as kind of tongue in cheek at the time. I wasn't really trying to like make this some sort of foray into the hard sciences or anything like that. But over the years, it's been corroborated by a lot of sort of statistics that were developed along the way. And so even now today, people, even my detractors will say, well, Rollo's kind of right about the fact that, guys actually, they come into their own, or they hit their stride, let's just say, right around 36 years old. Thank you. Thank you. By my watch, it's what, 15 years later. Thanks. But and then they use it.
Yeah, right.
And they we found this chart somewhere on the internet. I don't know. Somebody came up with it. I'm never been more glad that I put my logo on that. But it takes longer for those guys to get into that. But the problem is like, that doesn't mean don't date. That doesn't mean don't spin plates. That doesn't mean don't date. And if that's what you want to do, fuck around for, through your 20s and then 3 years into your mid 30s, right? I'm not saying stay a virgin until you're 36 years old. Okay. I'm like, God forbid, but not to say that there's some guys that don't do that. Right. And maybe it's becoming more common as a result of just sort of the circumstances in the sexual marketplace today. It probably is. Right. Guys, I'm wondering like what the average age of like virginity is for a guy, like when he loses his V card these days.
I'm gonna find it out. I'll search it up.
What the average age of virginity loss
for male, right?
Yeah, for men.
Okay.
Yeah. I think women's gonna be a lot earlier. Because like I hate to even say lost virginity. Like I had sex for the first time when I was 17 years old. And I knew guys who were at 14 who already had sex.
I lost mine
like
at 13.
Yeah. I've known guys.
Park.
God damn it. Yeah. I used to know guys who were just like turning it out in high school and shit like that. But that was then. That was the 80s. That was the mid 80s. So yeah, things were a little bit different then. But I'm wondering what it might be right now. But the fact that, Akash got really sort of self-righteous about the whole thing.
It says approximately 17 years old in the USA.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm average. That's funny.
I feel like that's a lie. For most guys,
I'm
17,
wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering.
I only knew a handful.
Allegedly. Yes, yeah. Allegedly. Yeah. So, but I'm not. Hey, if that's your thing, then fine. But understand you're playing the game at a severe disadvantage. You're handicapping yourself, right? And so when guys get to that age and they suddenly start to say, usually it's around 30 because the average age of first marriage in the United States for women is 30 and for men it's 32. Go look it up. It's on Forbes divorce and marriage statistics. Okay. Don't argue with me. Just argue with the numbers with these guys. I believe it's from Census Bureau.
Sent you a map showing per country per country on the average.
Oh, wow. Oh, 18 in the United States.
Yeah. It's 18, 17 kind of differs through race.
Damn.
Ethnicity changes it.
Down in China, it's 22. Oh, man. In India, well, imagine that. In India, it's 22.9. So about 23 years old is when you guys on average, is when you lose your virginity. Wow. 18. What is this? Oh, in the UK, it's 15. 15.6. So it's about 16 years old. Interesting. Well, be that as it may, guys get very sort of up in their feels and become very self-righteous about things when suddenly a chick who looks like his wife's not a bad looking girl. She's all right, but if you look at the difference between him and her, like she is like, I'm just going to say it. She's like the dream of every Indian guy, right? I want some thin, fine, shapely, chick, right? I think I said this on a couple shows ago. Like most Indian guys that I know who like come to me or read my book, Read the Rational Male, available on Amazon. They come to the United States and they get their degree in coding and work in Silicon Valley, and then they're like, Rollo, where's Pamela Anderson? They want a chick with like huge knockers, and they want a girl with blonde hair, blue eyes, and looks like she's a centerfold, right? Yeah. And because that's the United States is a land of opportunity. Okay. But she's probably was like more like he's definitely batting out of his league with this. I mean, if you're just going by looks alone, and I think she knows this, and I can't believe that this is the first time she's brought this up with him. And so he's out there talking to his bros about how like she was a virgin when they got together. Clearly not, at least according to the latest. And let's see if I can go grab the Akash videos here. I have a whole Akash folder, in fact, because there's so many of these things floating around. Here's number one.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe. Yeah. I remember I was just like, what? But she was 22, I was 31. There was an age gap.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So I was popping my pussy.
Okay, hold on one second. We already saw, but I want to point this out. He was 31 and she was 22.
Yep.
Okay, so there's the age difference right there, which I don't think it's that big a deal.
It's 9 years.
Like I'm the red pill guy. I was like, I could give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't care that Mike's 48 now, and he's nailing 22-year-old. Like, okay, whatever. But the thing is like, when you get a girl who's 22, she's like smack in the middle of her hoe phase, right? So the other part of this, and this is, we're going to learn some lessons with this whole experience, because if we can't get some education out of it, then it's just red meat and we're just going, okay? So you're with this chick, you're 31, she's 22 when you get together, and you marry her, you wife her up at, at that point. You still think she's a virgin at 22. It looks like that, right? But the thing is she's right in the middle of this and agrees to marry you. And now she is most likely what I call making up for missing out. And this is a chapter from, I want to say Positive Masculine, or no, it was in a Preventive Medicine, making up for missing out. So what happens is one of the reasons why early marriages don't work, like you're talking about, you get married at like 19, 20, 21, especially in the social media age. That woman is now playing house, right? Now she is 19, 20. Maybe it might be a religious thing. Like I've heard so many pastors lately saying, well, get married early and have babies early and all this, all this stuff. I'm not saying it's bad advice. I'm just saying it's kind of untenable advice. It's kind of impractical advice, especially in an age where this girl has friends on social media, has friends online, is part of the global sexual marketplace, and sees her other girlfriends getting flued out to Brickell Bay, right? Drake. By Drake. But I'm putting this out there because I know it sounds salacious and it's over the top. But the fact of the matter is like there's that sort of hoe phase where that woman wants to sort of explore her options. And that, if you think about it, from 18 to 28, which is, where'd it go? There it is right there. From 18 to 28, what I call the party years, because I'm polite and I don't call women hoes usually. But from 18 to about 28 years old is when women are in their party years. That's when they are at the peak of their sexual agency. And that agency means power, right? So they're never going to be like the joke is, they call the store Forever 21, not Forever 41. Why? Because that Forever 21 that's the age that all women who get past that look back to recreate. Okay. So when women get to be about 23 years old, that's when they've reached probably peak attractiveness, peak fertility, peak sexual marketability, right? Not to say that there aren't outliers. There absolutely are. I know 40, 42-year-old women that come to our shows and we've had in Las Vegas who are they're still, FHM models. They're still, then they've got 2 kids. Like I can think of Jamie Villamore right now, who is, I believe, 43 or 44, and you would not think she's that age. Or Kindly Myers. Kindly Myers, 40 years old as of this year, and looks fantastic. So don't think it's about looks. It's about, could the 40-year-old Kindly Myers compete with the 23-year-old Kindly Myers? And I'm not saying that they didn't both look hot, but the thing is it's a mental thing, not a physical thing. So when women are in that stage, you got to remember that between 18 and 28, they've got about a 10-year window to maximize that ability, to maximize that value, right? Myron always says this, it's like women win the lottery and then they have to find some way to keep it, right? They have to find some way to, like, they're given all of this value because men value different things than women do. That's why I say that, guys tend to be at their peak value right around 36, because it takes longer for us to mature into that value. Whatever metric you want to use, right? Takes longer for guys to get there. Women, much easier, right? Men must become, women just are. And so when you are 23 years old and you don't really realize that you have all of this sexual capital, are you going to, at 22 years old, take that sexual capital and go, yes, Akash, I'm going to marry you, and then not regret it and not be resentful when you get to be about 20? Well, she's 25 right now, I think. 25,
Yeah, she was 22 in 2021.
She's 20,
yeah.
25. Yeah. So she's right. She's still in the whole her Jezebel years from the Christian side of it. Her Jezebel spirit. Yeah. You have to put the Jezebel era behind you. That's your whole phase. Just call it a whole phase. But that's where the epiphany phase comes from. Tommy Lahren did the same fucking thing. Like when she was 28 years old, she was like, talking about, how men were like these boys and none of them wanted to wife her up. And now, of course, what happened was she ended up with the baseball player, I think.
Yeah.
But that's when women, that's when the pressure's on, man. It's right around those years. So when a woman gets to be, I don't know, in her case, apparently it's 25, she probably wants to check out. She probably wants to get rid of Akash because now she's, even if she leaves Akash right now, she's still leaving with a good chunk of change.
Ooh,
right?
yeah.
There's no kids involved yet, as far as I know. I don't think they have any children.
Not that I know of.
But and probably because she knew she wasn't going to stick around with this guy that much longer. And now she's turning into this, as you'll see here in a moment. She's going on podcasts. She wants to be an influencer. She wants to be a public figure of some sorts. And apparently that involves throwing Akash under the bus. So.
And living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two butthole stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to fucking hook up. And I woke up in the morning and my asshole was a little sore. Oh my God. And I remember that what kind of porn do you watch when you use a vibrator?
Okay, not gonna lie, I don't watch porn while using a vibrator. What? I just think my imagination is vibration enough. Wow. I'm just thinking of my own husband while I'm doing it.
Wait, that's kind of baller, but I could never do that.
Yeah. And so I was using you and your husband split finances. And I'm gonna be really fucking honest.
I don't.
We don't.
First of all, that's a fucking red flag. I'm not no joke. I love you girls. If you want to work, all for that, whatever. But any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a fucking red flag. This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money and my money is my money. And look, have I only made $600 from content creating?
Oh, I went up $100 from last week.
But that's my money. Okay.
I don't know if you watch The Boys, but I love him on The Boys.
I never watched that show, but he's on my hall pass list.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chase Crawford, Jacob Elordi, Austin Butler, and who else?
She's not a Christian!
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, good question. Rollo, how does a man deal with a woman like this? You don't.
Dump that bitch.
You don't. Yeah, I know. Oh, I have that too. I got that sound drop somewhere. It's not in my list though. Yeah.
We need to add it.
Oh God. Yeah. How do you deal with that? You don't. The guy who's dealing with that is the guy who thinks that she's a virgin in the first place. The guy she is just sweet sunshine, right? And let me pull that out of there. Pull this out too. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let me get to these. Do men have their own timeline phases like women's party or epiphany phase? There are years that men have better sexual selectivity. Not going to lie. Okay. I think I'd help guys to know where they are in that timeline. Yeah. It's funny. People have asked me that before. They were like, Rollo, you need to do a timeline for guys. Well, the problem is if I'm going to do that for the United States, guys in the United States, guys in Western culture are not going to have the same timeline as guys in Mumbai, right? So
much different, very case on case dependent.
Yeah. And by the way, the other thing that people have asked me about in this, and I can't even believe it, we're really going old school today. when I show this thing right here, a lot of guys say, "Oh, you need to move that up, or you need to push it back, whatever." Yeah, I know, because like prior to the sexual revolution, those bell curves might have been shifted one way or the other. Okay, got it. In fact, if anything, they're shifting over to the left these days, and have done so since I created that. So I'm aware that there are circumstances and there's cultural differences and there's socioeconomic differences that influence that stuff. I get it. So, but I think that the theme, the concept of women maturing into their sexual market value peaks before guys do is still pretty valid. And let me clarify right now, I'm not saying that 23-year-old girls want to get with 36-year-old guys, okay? Shut the fuck up. These are mutually exclusive. That's why they're different colors, okay? So all of you literalist spurgs who go, I can't believe it. He thinks the 23-year-old girls want to go with 36-year-old guys. Well, actually, that might be the case now. That was not my intent whatsoever. I'm just saying the things that make men maximally attractive take longer to get to than it does for women, because men are primarily interested in two things when it comes to sexual market value. Is she hot? Is she available? That's it. Like anything else is gravy, right? Oh, she can cook? That's nice too. She has some money? Icing on the cake. That's all it is. She's got to be hot. She's got to be available. And she's got to be into you, right? And so, but for guys have to be, they got to be hot. They got to be good looking. They got to be built. They got to be 6 feet tall or 5'11". God, I've been hanging out with guys who are so much taller than me these days. Yeah. I look like a fucking manlet. I'm 5'11". I'm actually above average in height, but I hang out with dudes that are like so much bigger and so much taller than me. And he's got to love his mom. He's got to have a good job. He's got to have prospects. If he doesn't, then he's got to have potential for it. All this other shit. He's got to have, there's a laundry list of prerequisites that women have. And usually that guy doesn't even begin to achieve those things until he's in his early to mid 30s. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Good night. So sick of that. I can't believe Rollo thinks of that. Why did he start this is my next one. Why did he start at 15? Because that's when young men and high school age girls and high school age boys start taking notice of one another. If I left that out and just said, oh, well, we're only going to start at 18 because no one has a dick before 18 or no one has a cooter before 18. I have high school guys hit me up. Oh, I don't understand women. That's why I put that in there. Am I saying he thinks 36-year-old guys should fuck 15-year-old girl? No, I don't. I just put it there just to be thorough. Just get that out of your fucking head. God, I hate that shit. Anyways, that was video number 1. Holy mackerel, we got more of the hits. Keep coming here. Here we go.
Says everything she's feeling at whatever moment. It's done. She just tells me when she's pissed off at me. It just all comes out. It took me a while to appreciate that because initially I'm like, why are you so combative? What's this about? God.
So she's combative. Okay, well, don't change me yet. Okay. No, put me back. Put it back. Put it back. Okay, look at the couple there. Okay. The reason why we find this entertaining and we think this is funny is because human beings are very good at pattern recognition. Okay. So when you see a guy remember the old meme, how to spot a rich guy? Oh yeah. And it's this guy who's like hugely overweight and like he's like got swimming trunks on and he's with this hot piece of ass that's in a thong. The reason that's funny is because we see an imbalance in the force, right? We see an imbalance that we say that is definitely not ordinary, right? So when we see Akash and we see him next to his 22-year-old chick, right? Who, by the way, I guess he waited till he was 31, I guess, to knock it out with her because that's when they got married, apparently. And she was 22. And he's very open and very proud about that fact. He was under the impression that she was a virgin. Now, I find it really hard to believe, especially now. And we're only talking a difference of 3 years. Do you think she has changed that much? Like this all happened prior to them meeting, like when she was in college and she wanted to have her, get after it with these guys in the frat houses and stuff like that. So you didn't have this conversation before? And the other thing is like when you are a public figure like Akash is, who is a very outspoken public figure about what he's outspoken about, you would think that there would be some, okay, from here on out, remember, you're my reputation, your reputation, they are intimately linked. And Myron has said this a million times, and I'm just going to parrot back what he says all the time. Guys, don't get involved with an influencer. Don't get involved with a chick who's an Instagram influencer, what wants to be on a podcast, whatever else. Especially if you yourself are an influencer too, because what's going to happen is her actions and her words are going to be your mutual brand. So when people go, well, Rollo, you've been married for coming up on 30 years. Like, yeah, my wife's not an influencer. My wife doesn't even have fucking social media.
How many people have even heard your wife talk?
Yeah, exactly.
Or even, yeah.
My wife has been on one episode for like not even 20 seconds on Access Vegas. I'll let you guys go filter back through. The people like they're going to be scientists trying to figure out which my wife is. She came in one time and showed her face one time on. I put pictures of her occasionally on Instagram. We go out and do something fun. Because people I usually do it around my anniversary. Like when I was in Lake Tahoe for our anniversary, like I usually put a picture of us out there and people just like, living your best life, Rollo, yay. But my money is my money and our money is also my money. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked, even when we had even when we were mutual, right? But I digress. The fact of the matter is like you're with this chick and she is an influencer, you're an influencer. So what she says is going to affect your brand and vice versa. So you better be on the same fucking page. And I can't imagine they didn't have this. Well, actually, I can imagine that he never really brought this up because I don't think he even knew better. Because guys like this, when they get into their blue pill feels and they get into their beta sort of rationales, I can tell this guy, these are guys who can't believe their luck, right? They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I actually scored. I'm actually with this chick. God must love me. She must be the one preordained for me before birth, right? And that's when these guys get into self-deprecation. And I even talked about that in the episode that I did on them 3 years ago, because Akash was self-deprecating at that time. And that's when I knew this shit ain't going to last. Because I'll see guys do this, especially religious guys will do this. They'll introduce their wives and they'll go, well, here's my better half. I don't know why she'd be with a schmuck like me, but it must be a God thing, right? Guys, stop fucking doing that. Stop self-deprecating. It's not it's not the win you think it is. It is definitely not the win you think it is, okay? Like if I'm introducing my wife, especially when we're talking like religious people, stuff like that, and this is my wife, Missy, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, she's lucky to have. Like just get cocky with it, man. Just like turn the tables, man. Yeah, she's lucky to be with me.
Yeah,
I'm wink, wink, nod, nod, just fucking around. But the reason why that is because you're cocky enough to do that. And she'll be just like, my wife would be like, yeah.
Sets the tone.
Yeah. And so my wife like loves me. Like whenever we're together, she's looking at me all the time. Like I've had guys like Sterling Cooper and Justin Waller say, I can't believe how into him that she really is, because that's just how it is. Like we're pretty good that way. And so when people see that, it's notable. But what I see, especially with guys like Akash, guys who like depend on that virtue signaling, like I think virtue is that's part of their personality, their ego invested in that idea of their righteousness, right? About doing, being, I'm going to save myself for marriage. No, nobody wants to fuck you. You're a guy that doesn't fuck. This is definitely a guy that doesn't fuck. Okay. This dude, that's the guy that doesn't fuck. Okay. How many Indian dudes do you know that look like this, that get with a hot piece of ass like that? This is dangerous, by the way, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Because when guys who are, especially Indian guys who are, I'm just going to say it, they're not the most desirable in the global sexual marketplace. I'm not saying that can't change. It can. Asian guys, Indian guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. You got your work fucking cut out for you. Is it impossible? No, absolutely, it's not. But the problem is when it becomes possible, You need to be red pill. You need to be educated. You need to understand your nature and you need to understand women's nature. This chick right here, put her back up again. That chick right there is not into him because he's got a big dick. Not into him because he's, 6 foot tall. Into him because he's popular, he's funny, public figure, made something of himself. He in the comedy world, he is a top coder in Silicon Valley, right?
He's the H-1B.
Yeah, and I get it. I mean, he's got to have some kind of accolades. He's got to have some kind of clout to go along with that. So yeah, so of course, hey, well, I'll get with him, whatever. I don't see the marriage lasting too much longer. This is why I got to be tough love with guys who are like Indian guys, Asian guys, stuff like that. Got to be tough love with them. You have a higher mountain to climb. And the thing is when you get to that, I'm that much more impressed with you, right? By doing so. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying that when you do, you've got to protect yourself. And the best way you can protect yourself is to get rid of these fucking preconceptions about your virtue and everything else. Okay. Because when you see the other videos with when they were coming out fresh and fit, it was just coming down the mountain, man. They were just like staring down there. No, I can't believe you. You guys are creating incels. You red pill pickup artist incel makers. Get out of my face. Let's continue. Where's that? Put me back up again.
Damn, stop fighting with me all the time. And then I was like, oh no, she just lets it out and she's free. All these little social niceties that we all do where we just lie, and she'll do it a little bit. For the most part, she's not. You're going to know how she feels, and that's what it is.
I love that.
It's great.
No, because then there's no bullshit, right?
Yeah.
There's no like miscommunication.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines.
It took me a while to appreciate that.
I gotta point one more thing out here. Is she's describing the husband of the other chick that's on the podcast with him. Just make sure to clarify all that shit.
You see him, his body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's dick is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have 2 butthole stories. So one time I met this guy.
Yeah, we already know about the butthole stories. Thank you very much. We've covered the butthole stories. Okay. So, guys, if you're an influencer and the girl you're getting with is also an influencer, butthole stories might be the first topic you want to discuss before you get together. Call me crazy. Oh, okay. Let me grab these. God, we're coming in hot and heavy. Hi, Rollo. I'm Indian, and a majority of Indians are like Akash and his wife. Indian girls are thought to be decent, but the world is learning now. Yeah, thank you for that. I think maybe this should be. Well, I don't think India is like a prime port of call for like passport bros, but passport bros. This is also something you need to also consider as well. Women in the Philippines, women in Vietnam,
Thailand,
Southeast Asia, Thailand, also they have cell phones too. They're part of the global sexual marketplace as well. Maybe not to the same intensity and degree as Western American women are. You will be correct in that. I'll give you the point for that. Okay, but girl, I know for a fact, girls in the Philippines definitely have Filipino Pete. God, back at you. They have cell phones, so. They are learning now. They're in the real school now. Jacob, please read the message that I commented under this super chat. YouTube doesn't let me super chat my question. Can you dig that up? Find out what the fuck he's talking about. Or Sam, if you would be so kind. Do men have their own timeline phases? Yeah, I think they do, but I don't. I think they happen much later, and only if that guy maximizes his potential. Okay. I don't think that there's necessarily a hoe phase for guys, because guys, your whole life is your hoe phase. Don't believe me? Look how many. If guys' whole lives wasn't a hoe phase, then porn would not be as addictive and immersive and as endemic as it is today. Let's see. I guarantee that Matt Rife's girlfriend doesn't think the same way that Akash is. Yeah, because Matt Rife is Matt Rife. If Matt Rife
who I love the guy. I think he's fantastic. I think he's very much red pill too. Like a lot of the stuff when I've seen interviews of him before, I think he's much more red pill than people give him credit for. But Matt Rife probably fucked long before he was Matt Rife. Okay, he's the kind of guy that like he has that look. Ladies, am I right? He has that look. So the fact that he's funny and he's clever and he can he's probably fucking like 100%. Like he's like has a superpower when it comes to game, right? A guy that has the ability to observe people and then just come up with shit on the spot, because all his stuff is like, he doesn't have, I don't even think Matt Rife has a routine. He just kind of goes up there and just like interacts with it's audience interaction, right? But the shit that comes to him, that's all like, and he's improvising that shit.
Crowd work isn't easy.
Yeah, it's crowd work. And there's another dude who wears the suit and the 3-piece suit, and he's got a British accent. He does something very similar. Nowhere near as good looking as no homo, but nowhere near as good looking as Matt Rife is. Right? But yeah, you are 100% correct in that, sir.
To the guy that put that super chat, tell him to retype it down. I did not see it in the chat at all.
Let me see if
I can find him. I have it up here.
Trying to see if maybe Sam can dig it up for me. Sorry, bro. Retype it out and I'll pick it up for you. Has PCOS has PCOS? I don't know what that is.
It's a
takes an SSRI, takes Mounjaro Saed by family at 16, sheltered in high school, hooked up with the first guy to show her interest in college. So so J-Pot, you know something about her
yeah, because this is past. PCOS right here.
Oh, what is PCOS?
Let me zoom this.
Polycystic ovary syndrome. Is it like cancer?
No, not really. I think like Selena Gomez has it too. It like makes them gain
an endocrine
weight.
Disorder affecting women of reproductive age caused by hormonal imbalances that lead to an excess of androgen production. Oh, really? So
yes.
So she's like horny.
I don't. Honestly,
I would think that because I mean an androgen that's like gear, right?
You would think so, right?
Yeah.
But
PCOS takes an SSRI. Well, what woman doesn't these days? Like, that's no shock. Said by Said. Okay, I got it. By family at 16, sheltered in high school, hooked up with. Okay, yeah. So that's her sexual past, correct? Okay. I'm surprised she's not in porn. Hey, Rollo, do you see a benefit for an already successful, desirable man to get married? Do I see a benefit? I've debated that for a very long time. Do I see a benefit? Me personally, or do I see it in general? Okay, so because I do count myself as being a successful, desirable man. Thank you very much. Can you believe that, Rollo? He called himself desirable. He's not desirable. Take off that beanie. To get married. So you want the marriage speech again? You gave me $10. Again, I'm not anti-marriage. I agree with the tradcons and pretty much anybody else that marriage, monogamous, closed on my end, closed on her. We got to define terms now because Lord knows what people define as marriage these days. Closed on my end, closed on her, and marriage in the traditional classical sense, I believe is the bedrock and the cornerstone of Western society. It's a foundation of Western society, right? And I think as an institution, I didn't say religious, I just said as an institution, I think marriage is beneficial for men and women if they are both on board with their division of labor and their gender roles, and each understands the other's nature and vice versa. I am not against marriage in that sense. I'm against marriage when it's like, I didn't see it coming. I never knew she could be like this. Rollo, I didn't know she liked butt stuff. 3 years later. Yeah. I am against that. Okay. I am against the way we do it now.
Wait, Rollo, you're going to have to press one of these two down here.
Which one?
One of these two.
These ones?
Do they work?
Is that it? That's Miguel and Charlie's soundboard. That's not my soundboard. Oh, do I see a benefit? Okay, let's stop the show for a moment because I'm gonna throw something out at my audience here really quick. because I really want feedback on this, because this is something I'm trying to suss out. Now, I think I brought this up in the Andrew Willson interview when it was me and Mike and I know the mic was bad and everything. Sorry about the audio. I understand it comes back in right around the 40-minute mark. Still, I think it was a good interview. Anyways, I brought this up on that show. I was going to bring it up on the Avengers show, but like Myron and Andrew got rolling, and so I'm just kind of like along for the ride. But one of the topics I brought up with Mike and Andrew was if as according to Tristan Tate, okay, Tristan Tate says simping is the unequal exchange of value between a man and a woman, right? And my take on that is there can never be an equal exchange of value between men and women. It can't happen. And the reason why is because men are expected to die for women. Okay, women and children first. We go and take a bullet. We have an instinct. We have the male protector instinct, especially in life or death situations where bullets are flying. Men will put themselves in front of women and bullets. Okay, women don't do that. There are very few incidences of women putting themselves in front of live ammunition to save a man they don't know. That happens in active shooting situations all the time, and nobody can explain it. Right? If you have time to think about it, and do I really want to sacrifice myself and go down with the ship? If you look at like the Titanic, for example, right? There was room on the lifeboats. Men just went down with the ship because they were expected to die for their women folk. Right?
They even show at that time it was the richest man just tuck himself in with his wife.
Yeah. Could have easily. There was still room on the lifeboats, and men chose to go down with the Titanic. Right? Not so with the Costa Concordia. I don't know if you guys are familiar with. Go look up the Costa Concordia. It was a luxury liner that ran aground and it was sinking. And men are like, fuck this, get like pushing women and children out of the way to get off that ship because they thought it was sinking, right? You have time to think about it, especially today. Guys might have a different opinion of that. But in the instance, there's an instinct, an impulse in men that is hardwired into men over the course of 200,000 years of human evolution to protect the incubators of the next generation. Save the woman, save the child. You are expendable. You are disposable. You are sacrificial. She is the vulnerable sex. That is written into our DNA, our genome. Okay. So if that's the case, there can never be a state of true equality between a man and a woman. If the man is expected to die for the woman, that is the ultimate unequal exchange of value. Okay. So by that metric, every man on planet Earth right now, including myself, is simping for women. The very fact that you would entertain them, you would talk to them, you would hold the door open for them, you do any chivalrous act, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? You take them out to dinner, you do whatever. Women, by that metric, should be thanking their lucky fucking stars that a guy who would be expected to die for her is actually giving her the time of day and wants to have a relationship and possibly a family in the future with her. But that's not how we view it. So when we say, we want equality between the sexes, if that's the case, ladies, feminists, we just wanted equality with men. If that was the case, you would be dying for men. You would be marching on Washington saying, not another man will die in a war until 2 million, whatever million women it is, die in a war because men were expected to go die in those wars, not men, not women, or as a result of the draft. We demand that we be included in selective services, and we demand that no man be drafted until an equal number of women have been drafted too, and then we'll be at parity. No one is doing that. It will never fucking happen. So there can never be a state of true equality between men and women. Am I saying men are better or superior to women? I'm not saying that. It just depends on what the task is, right? If childbirth, I suck at childbirth. Sorry. I can't squeeze a baby out of these hips, man. The way God made me, right? But depends on what we're talking. Do we want me to bash down a door? I got step aside, little lady. I got this, right? What is the task at hand, right? Where do we excel? Where do we not excel, right? And again, men and women are innate, evolved complements to one another, okay? My strengths, which are many, make up for my wife's weaknesses, and her strengths make up for my weaknesses, depending on what those happen to be. Okay. So do I happen to think that men are superior at everything everything on planet Earth? Well, a lot of things, but not everything. So it just depends on what the task happens to be at that state. But I will say this is that there can never be true equality between the sexes if one is expected to die for the other. And that's just the way we are. That's just how we evolved. So ladies, wipe your ass with the fucking feminist equality narrative. That will never happen. You don't want it to happen. Feminism was never about equality. It has only been about two things: restitution and retribution. That's all it's ever been about. It is a supremacism movement and has never been any waves of feminism. It's been the same message since Katie Stanton in 1848 at the Seneca Falls Convention. Same fucking thing. It's just been interrupted by world wars and civil unrest and social upheaval and changes and stuff like that. Oh, the third wave, fourth wave. There is no waves. It's the same fucking thing all the way through. The suffragettes weren't the good wave of feminism. Okay. They wanted the same thing anybody else did. Okay. And then they just wanted, they took the more direct route. They just wanted to have votes so that they could implement what they wanted to implement. And here we are. Let's see. Rollo's money is Ned's money, and Ned's money is Ned's money. So that is true.
See, Ned hold frame.
There will never be an equal exchange of value between me and he just, it's his world and we just fucking live in it. Yeah. That's true. That's funny. Like what, no, people don't ask me like, what tangible benefits do you get out of having a Greyhound? Well, other than Anna's my cardio trainer. But that's funny because, why keep a dog? Why have a pet?
Yeah.
I'm not saying women or dogs are their pets or whatever. I'm just saying it's the same principle when it comes to an equal exchange of value. Why do you keep a pet around? Well, I like it. Companionship is good. When I walk in the door, it's nice to, when Ned is happy, Dad's happy. That's just, I don't know. I can't explain. I get some intangible benefit from having Ned around because I shouldn't say that. You guys get an intangible benefit whenever I put the Ned cam on and you enjoy that. So maybe I should be asking you guys that question. You're wrong, Rollo. She's definitely into him. He's got that H1B swagger. If you say so, man. Is she here legally in this country? Please read the message that I commented under this super chat. Did we get it?
No, I just started that. He hasn't wrote it down yet.
Okay. So write it down and I will be happy to do that. In the meantime, let's move on to the next video. There are so many of these today.
He's such a fucking king. Like, everyone knows he's the best husband, and I don't often find men that measure up to him. And Nav completely measures up to him, if not more. Can I just say, not in a weird way, he's so good looking.
Oh, thank you. Would y'all ever have an orgy together with your husbands?
Rhea, I'm actively trying to have an orgy because this couple is so fucking good looking, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you fucking see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband.
No, I kind of love it, but I'm like, us for it? Okay, maybe.
I just know that
she's like, yeah, us for maybe if you got rid of Akash.
Nav's dick is at least 10 inches.
You would only be down for an orgy if
it's thick.
It's thick. And it's 10 inches. Size queen. These are the words of a woman who's really making up for missing out. She's really wishing this is regret. This is buyer's remorse is what this is. Akash, God damn it. I have to fight the urge to go, because that's what everybody else is doing. Right.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between red meat and actually trying to help somebody. Cause I have been in situations so often. Like I said, I've been doing this since 2002, 2001, right? And I've been doing this so often that I get to the point where it's I don't like to be the guy who's oh, I told you so, because I know that guys like this, especially the guys who are like blue pill betas, and they suddenly have that red pill moment, right? So what red pilled you? If this doesn't red pill Akash,
what will?
Viacom did. It's like triage. It's like save the ones you can and read Last Rites to the Dying. I don't want that to be his case, right? I would much rather have him be a success story and go, dude, you know what? You were right. Because over the years, I've had too many guys tell me the same thing. Like, you were right. I had what John Sonma is like. I told him, I said, don't get involved with Anthony Johnson. 1 year later, he's like, I'm still not on board with the red pill, but you were right about Anthony Johnson. I'm like, well, at least you didn't start a business with him. What else? Whoa, Masculine Geek Pirates Edition with Mastodon in the background. Oh, you must have seen that tweet. Where are we going to get a live Vegas D&D with Vince? We've been trying to do that. Probably not until next year, but I've actually been thinking
so
about
down to
doing
do that.
I know, because we have the table right here. Oh, what if we got some chicks?
Chicks playing D&D.
What if we got some of our girls from Access Vegas on here? That would be funny as fuck. Oh my God. Okay, so that's that. And let's see, is that the last one? Okay. No, that's not. Oh, shit. Okay. So I mentioned, let's see. Oh, this is number 4. Hold on. Let's go with number 4 first. There we go. This is video 4.
Well, I want to say that happy birthday. All of this is possible because you told me I could do anything that I wanted. And the best decision I ever made in my entire life was to marry this woman right here. His birthday is in 2 weeks. And I love you so much, and the only regret that I had is that I only got to marry you once. So I want to make a little quick announcement that we're going to get married again. We're going to renew our vows in India next year. You all want to come to that? Yeah. That sounds fun. And since I am renewing my vows, I think the only thing we can do is propose again. Ghislaine Singh, will you be Ghislaine Singh forever again?
Okay. Remember, they've been married 3 years.
Yes! Oh my God!
Take that drinky thing off. That drinky dink.
Did you guys know this? Yes! Oh my God! How big is this?
Big enough for you to shut up every time I tell you.
Thank you so much. What do you say?
God, it looks so beautiful.
Really have to
peed on
Funny Rollo.
Oh my God.
Sitting in her lap and then you peed on her.
There you go. Like that. So this is after 3 years. I've been married for coming up on 30 years. Okay.
Your wife ever kiss dodged you like that?
Never kissed. If anything,
God.
I kissed dodged her.
Yeah.
But no, it's, dude, I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say it was that act that brought her. I think this happened before she went on the podcast and started talking about
I'm going to make a time
the guy's
line.
dick.
I'll find it.
And the thickness and the length and girth of it. I'm gonna, cooked. Thank you. By the way, did you click on this video? Because in the title it said cooked. That's the new one. That's it. You capitalize cooked, and you'll get all kinds of eyes on your show. Right? That's the new hotness in titles. Rage bait or rage quit. Nope, that's old. Cooked. If you say cooked. Rollo Tomasi got cooked. Really? Let me see. Andrew Willson cooked. CGA cooked. Everybody's cooked. Can we fucking find something else, please?
Just remind you, the episode where she talks about all that on the podcast was only posted 3 weeks ago.
Oh my God. So
this is 3 weeks old, and nothing of this really blew up out of proportion until around 7 days ago.
That's true.
So it's only been a week with that information, like 2
I'm
weeks.
fairly certain. Like, so imagine this. Imagine she's 25 now. Imagine you're 25 years old. She has no respect for this guy whatsoever, which I'm going to show you here. Just so this is you. I saved the best for last. No earthly respect for this guy whatsoever, and probably has no real genuine desire for this guy. And the thing that gets me is I think that when women are faced with a high value guy, which I'm going to say he ostensibly was, okay? Like when they first met, she probably perceived him as being high value. Now, not so much. And I think that there comes a time when women like say, well, I'm going to marry him because he's got a lot of money, he's got a lot of status. That maybe it's 3 years is the length, right? I don't know. But let's just say after 3 years, that's when women go, I'm still hot. And guys still want me. And I still want to get back to I want to live my best life. I remember when I'm nostalgic for the dick I took in college at the frat houses. I want to get an orgy. I remember when my butthole was sore. God, there's your clip. Mark that. I remember when my butthole was sore. So after, let's just say in this case, 3 years, and that woman is still technically in her party year. She's in her Jezebel era. And she's married, and now she's got buyer's remorse. And now she's like, no amount of money, no amount of status, no amount of let's renew our vows, here's a new ring. Right? No amount of that is going to make that woman want to fuck you that any more than she already does, which is nothing at this point. There's nothing, literally nothing that Akash can do. That's why he pulls this kind of shit out of his ass. Like, that's why we're going to renew our vows. It's 3 years. What are you talking about? Renew our vows. We just did it 3 years ago, right? Here, have another ring.
It's almost so much frame.
Here, how like it would be better for you to get a fucking, like, how much does that ring cost, do you think?
If it's actual real diamond?
How much pussy could you have got in the state of Nevada where it's legal?
$40,000, $50,000 ring? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, you can get 3 chicks, man. Yeah. Outcall 3 chicks for probably nothing.
The guilt tripping ring?
Yeah, the guilt tripping ring. You are correct, sir. God, the guilt tripping ring. It's true. I remember being BP, blue pill, and going and doing cringe and saying things like, Akash, yes, I do. Yeah. Thank you for the truth. Yeah, that's why I gotta rewind, because once again, Rollo Tomasi is not here right now. I'm not here before you because I did everything right. I'm here because I did everything wrong. Okay. This is the sum result of like making some very bad, we're recovering from some very bad mistakes. Okay. If you hit me up sometime and I'll tell you all about them when I'm discussing my BPD girlfriend back in the day, you would not want to talk to me. I was exactly like this. So that's why I know this. That's why when I see guys like this, I'm like, oh, dude, I know what's coming down the road. I know what you're setting yourself up for, but you don't want to. You couldn't tell me shit back then. Are you kidding? You couldn't tell me shit. Let's see. Where is it? Is this the one? No, that's not it. Oh God. I think this is it.
Do you know what my fucking husband just tried to do to me?
Yeah.
We're leaving. Shut up. We're leaving in Paris in 5 hours, so tensions are a little high.
Yeah.
We also just redid our closet.
This is all her closet now. She took the whole closet.
Which we already agreed upon.
And now she's saying she doesn't have no space.
And now I'm saying I don't have space for all my... I don't have space for... Can you guys show?
Yeah.
I don't have space for all my Indian suits because I like my dresses spaced out. Do you know what Akash just did?
Here you go. Watch this. Oh my God.
I'm not doing
Look how
that.
Space exists.
I'm not doing that.
So what do you want to do? You want to buy a separate house with all hanger space?
No. Bill,
Yeah.
we were supposed to build a wardrobe.
Actually, yes, she does.
Akash didn't want to do it
For
because
me,
he's too
because
cheap.
I took the smaller closet.
Yo, are you kidding me? Do you know how much fucking space he has? Look, utilize the shelves, you idiot!
These are for sneakers. And then this is going to be for towels.
Akash, stand up. She done told you shut up and called you an idiot in less than 60 seconds. This is another public humiliation ritual, gentlemen. And this is a married man, a famous married man at that. This is how your girl gonna talk to you, bro? In privacy of closed doors, whatever y'all do, joking around, that's one thing. But she's literally talking to you like a dog. Like, is this what you guys get money for? Just to have some woman talk to you like this? What's the point of money if your girl is treating you like this? What is the point? Like, He's literally getting a little bored right now by his girl. Next thing you know, she's gonna say, "You little bitch." Then what you gonna say, Akash? You gonna be like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you." This is basically what happens when you let women talk to you like this. They're basically training you to be a little puppy to them. Like, you gotta be at her heel. You gotta step when she says step. And then she's literally saying tensions are high because we're getting ready for Paris. He's spending money to take her on vacay, because we also know this is the same girl that said, my money is my money, and his money is also my money. Come on, bruh. So she got you financially. She's basically verbally abusing you. She's abusing you financially, and she's verbally abusing you. What else you gonna get out the relationship if this is all a girl's coming with? It's abuse. My man is getting abused in 4K. He got to stand up. Because right now, the real joke is his marriage. Trust fund baddies only. And if you don't want to end up with a girl like this, because I don't care how they look, I don't care how pretty she is, she needs to be pretty useful. And she needs to actually have some type of value add. She can't be talking to you crazy. If you want to be the type of man that can stand up and not deal with these type of women, you filter them from the beginning so you don't get disrespected to even begin with. Trust fund baddies Academy. The link is in the bio.
Yeah, and remember how crazy Myron and Fresh were for talking about how to be wary of marriage, right? Like, once again, I'll reiterate it again. I have a very good marriage. I'm not anti-marriage. I'm anti whatever the fuck that is. That's what I'm anti, right? So when I'm like talking to these guys, like I think it was for the last like couple of weeks, I've got the Christian guys, the moral majority decided that they wanted to chime in and be, take the red pill to task and everything. Especially that was Matt Walsh, right? Remember when he was talking about like Jim Sexton, who was on his show, for fuck's sake. They're not these guys who are like, hesitant, not scared, hesitant. There's a lot of guys that want to get married. They probably would love to have a great marriage, right? They're hesitant to get married. And not because they're worried about losing half of their stuff. These guys are just worried. Why? Why would you worry about that? Why do you need a prenup? That's like calling your wife a whore. I hope Akash had a prenup. I know he didn't.
Hakeem method,
yes.
please.
He has a prenup, but it's with the state. It's not with it's not with a lawyer. It's with the state. Because it's guys like this who say, well, I believe that she was brought to me by divine intervention, and she came into my life because look at me. Yeah, look at you and look at her. And all you're doing is self-deprecate. Like, you can call this a humiliation ritual, but it's another thing when you self-deprecate and think that by diminishing yourself, it in some way makes her more appreciative of you because you really can't. I can't believe my luck, but baby, thank you for coming down from heaven and deigning to, be involved with a schmuck like me, right? When you say that, you're a guy that no other chick wants to fuck. You're a guy that no other man wants to be. And you know what that does? That puts the kiss of death on your fucking relationship. So when guys are like hesitant to get married, they're not hesitant about the divorce part of that. They're hesitant to get into a marriage that looks like this. They're hesitant to get into a marriage that is sexless. They're hesitant to get into a one-sided marriage where they are expected to do fucking everything and to be everything before they get into that marriage. I forget I've got a video, this one, and it was a black couple. A guy was talking to the woman saying, am I a guy that you would want to see yourself with in the future? And she's like, yes, of course. And the whole thing revolved around the fact that he has to be the guy, he has to be high value. He has to increase himself up to becoming the kind of man that this woman would want to marry. Well, on her side of it is, I'm not going to become the kind of woman that you would want to marry until you put a ring on my finger, and then I will. Until then, I have to keep my options open. Until then, I can't have a husband or somebody who I would think would be a husband, right? Like I put this up there. I've got a video here coming up about how women are embarrassed now to have a boyfriend. And I'm like, this isn't news.
The Vogue magazine.
This isn't news, ladies. This is not. And guy, and of course I think it was maybe it was Matt Walsh or Michael Knowles or somebody was talking about this later, about how like women are embarrassed to say that they have a boyfriend. Now, what do you think? What do you think their take of it was? Well, guys, you need to do better so they're not embarrassed of you. No, that's not the case. The case is this. Do you know what a soft launch is? Do you know why women do soft launches? Because they don't want to lose market share. They don't want to lose, and by market share, I mean attention. When a woman posts pictures of herself and she's hot and sexy and everything, and she's by herself, her market value goes up, her attention value goes up, her follower count goes up, her likes count go up. Hey, hot and sexy, when are you going to be around? Blah, blah, blah. Because there is this impression, advertising her sexuality. There is this impression that she is available. Put her in another picture with a guy who's a good looking dude, and he's look, my new boyfriend. Everything falls off a fucking cliff.
Happened to my girl. She posted me, lost like 150 followers overnight.
Yeah, and that's just average. She's not an influencer.
Yeah, no one's famous here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they're embarrassed to have a boyfriend, because they will lose market share. Attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. Can we fucking wrap our heads around this? Attention is capital. Attention is currency for women. And when they have a boyfriend, they lose capital. They lose currency. If they have the impression, if they have the idea, if anybody has the idea that they're not available, if they show a ring, like, oh, better take my ring off for this because I don't want people to think that I'm married. Well, I'm, arching my back on the beach of Aruba somewhere.
You see that here in Vegas and bars, girls taking rings off all the time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So take the ring off so they can take a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
It must be embarrassing. If you were a better guy, she wouldn't do that. Fuck you, Matt Walsh. Fuck you, Michael Knowles. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It is attention is what it is. And that's how you get a chick like whatever Akash's girl's name is. I can't remember her name. That's how you get that. She doesn't want to be she's already gone, by the way. I'm going to skip to the advice part here. Akash, she's gone. She's already out. She's already checked out of the marriage. I've gone through this and known guys and had to deal with guys who have dealt with this before. She's already checked out. Leaving you is a formality. She's already there. She's gonna fuck that guy's husband. She's gonna have an orgy with that guy. They're gonna have a three-way. You're gonna be jerking off in the cuck chair somewhere.
Her name is Jasleen.
Jasleen.
Yeah, Jasleen.
That's a good porn name. She's already out, man. She's halfway down the road, man. You just haven't realized it yet. You will. And the other thing is, like, I want to be diplomatic about this too, because people say, "Oh, well, he came at you and Myron and Fresh, fuck that guy." No, because if we take that attitude, then we don't get anywhere as men. So, like, I don't want to get the big, come up. I'm not interested in comeuppance, right? I called it out 3 years ago and said, this guy's a simp. What are you going to do about it? He's displaying all these classic, cues, these verbal cues, these behavioral cues, whatever, of a simp, right? Because he's very invested in his own virtue. And here we are. So what happens now, and guys, I want my guys anyways to understand that when this happens and that guy finally comes around, or he's in a point of crisis, in a point of trauma, it's important not to push that guy away. It's important to say, okay, now's the time. Hey, remember what I was saying about the rational male? Here, read this book. Hey, remember what Myron said back then? We're not trying I'm not going to run you up the flagpole, even though that's what you tried to do with us back in the day. I understand, but you just were ignorant. You just didn't know what you're getting yourself involved to, and you didn't want to take anyone's advice, and you didn't want to hear what anybody else had to say. I understand. Couldn't tell me shit either when I was with my BPD girlfriend. And yes, she did have actual BPD. So, but let's continue. There's even more. This was even better. Now, Jasleen is going to, she's going to scold all of us here.
This comment is so fucking gross to me. Excuse my face, I just got a Fraxel, so it looks a little crazy, but it's like, who the fuck are you to talk about when I lost my fucking virginity? I will talk about it because it's my fucking sexuality and it's my fucking story. So sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And also, do you think Akash never touched a fucking woman before he met me? Like, we both hooked up with people, we both were in relationships, and then together we both lost our virginity. So sit the fuck down. You're like, just unfollow me. You're so annoying.
How does that work? Oh, is that what that was? Explain to me how you hook up with other girls and she hooks up with other dudes, but they lose their virginity to each other. I'm thinking that's like, were you like born again virgins? Is that how that works? Well, we went to church and the pastor said, well, you know, we're renewed. And so therefore we're now virgins. So we came to each other and we were the first people who had sex with each other after the pastor sprinkled the water on us or whatever the fuck it was. Like, what the fuck? Like, how do you, like, that is some chick logic right there. That is chick logic. I'll message your IG. This can help of your YouTube. Okay. Message my ID. You're welcome. Holy fuck, this is cringe. LOL. The only way it'd do better is if she had Myron's baby.
God wants you to have a baby.
Definitely not. She should have Freya. Look like me.
Back on the menu, boy.
I remember being BP. Okay, I got to you. All right. Yes, I do too. Hey, man, you know, no shame. I mean, you got to learn somewhere. Got to learn somehow. Yeah, is she so full of shit? Yeah, she is full of shit. God, and you know what? Akash will be like, I hate to say it. I don't think he's done yet. No. I think the coup de grace is coming up pretty soon, man.
He wasn't on the last podcast.
I think there's something else coming. There's something brewing. All right, let's do this one. This was when he was on with Freshman.
In the relationship, whoever cares less has the leverage, and we want the guy to always care less. We want the man.
Yeah, this was from 3 years ago, and this was actually the video that I did the critique on.
Always have the leverage.
Childish as fuck.
And you guys might not like hearing that.
Childish.
But we truly feel.
I'm not. These aren't new beliefs, bro. You're not telling me some shit none of us have ever heard. We all heard this.
I mean, I'm married. Akash is married. Mark is married, right? Yeah. Like, it's possible. Now, granted, we might call you in 10 years and be like, y'all were fucking right. You know what I'm saying?
No, you called us in 3 years.
the fact that Andrew's able to say it, but look at Akash. Look at his face.
Oh yeah,
he's not laughing. He
is about it, man. Yep. He is about it.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So for context, I went to college from 2011 to 2016. I was popping my pussy and living my best life in these white boy frat houses, and I had a roster of guys that I would rotate through.
So how were they virgins?
So it's like, sometimes it like literally hurts my heart. And when the nostalgia is that painful.
My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect a lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
Not anymore. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, he was like, see, the thing is like, you get self-righteous about these things. I mean, at what point, like, when do you stop the bullshit? When do you cut the shit? Because do you think he didn't know about the guys that she was with in college? Do you think that was like, because she seems very outspoken about it right now.
Cognitive dissonance on his
part. Don't think she was a wallflower when they met. I think, they met at a club too, right? I mean, according to him, like, that's what he says. Like, I guess she was at the comedy club or something like that. But yeah, I get it. I really get it. And so the last thing I'm going to say about this whole thing is, like, I think we need to be, virginity is a state of mind. Wait, hold on. Let me see this. The state of mind for Akash, though, it's a necessity that he turned it into a virtue. That's true. Because Akash probably doesn't get fucked. I hate to say, he even said he was a virgin, and
he does chores for pussy.
When a guy says he's a virgin, I tend to believe him, right?
Yeah.
Like if a guy says, I'm not really a virgin, I've had a lot of girls, then you're kind of like, get the fuck out of here, dude. But if a guy says, well, I'm still a virgin, I'm holding out, I'm waiting for the right one to come along, right? Tim Tebow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm waiting for the right one, for the preordained for me by God, right? Well, you're one of a very, very small percentage. Now, if somebody says, if a guy says, I'm a virgin, I tend to believe that guy. Like a guy who looks like Tim Tebow, I might be a little bit skeptical of because he's
playing
big football guy, and
star quarterback.
Sure, you're not. But if a guy, just an average dude, says he's a virgin, I'm going to believe him just like out of hand because it's like Occam's razor, right? It's the simplest answer, right? When a woman is saying, I'm nostalgic for the good old days. She's 25.
She's 28 right now.
28. Okay. So I'm nostalgic. There you go. Right. She's just decided the epiphany phase. Oh, that's a good observation. So she's been married to him for what, 6 years?
6 years. Yep.
6 years now. And got with him when she was 22, I believe. 21, 22.
Let me find that out. I think it's
22.
21.
So 6 years. That'll be 6 years. So, cause she's 28 now. But now she's come. I think on some level of consciousness, women understand that when they get to be about 28, 29, they run into the Tommy Lahren effect, and they start to panic.
They've been dating since October of 2015, and then married since July of 2021.
Wow. So she's 20
right after high school.
So
right after.
She's 28
college.
now.
Yes, 28 now.
And they've been dating since 15. Do the math on that.
Found that out right now.
Like 28 minus 10 years. So 18.
That means in
right out of senior in high school.
After high school. So she was still doing all that shit in college
Mm-hmm.
while they were together.
They couldn't did they stop dating, or was
that's
that
what it says.
was she like fucking guys on the side while she was still saying she was with him? And then 4 years later, she's 22 and gets married, right?
Yeah, because it says after 6 years of dating, Akash and Jesseline tied the knot. So they've been dating for 6 years.
Wow, dating for 6 years.
Yeah, prior to being married.
Okay, I got it. Now the math adds up. Okay, wow. So. Now, and she's still nostalgic for dick that she either did or didn't get when she was in college, I guess.
Jesus.
Yeah. She's 33, married for 10. She's 33? You sure about that?
It says she was 28.
You got one that says she's 28. All right. Well, either way. There you go.
Gotcha, bitch.
There you go. So either way, it sounds to me like she's in this phase where it's like the making up for missing out phase. The reason why I always tell guys that I don't really even need to tell guys this, but because the average age of first marriage for men is 32. For women, it's 30 right now. And there's a reason for that, is because women go through that sort of Jezebel era. They go through I love that. I'm going to keep using Jezebel. the party years, the whole phase, 18 to 28, when they're maximizing, when they're sowing their wild oats, when they're exploring their options. Their journey of self-discovery starts from 18 and it ends at 28, right? Or at least that's when they start thinking about it. The epiphany phase is 29 through 31. And that's when I got to get right with God, and I got to find a guy for the long haul. And I had all my fun in my 20s, and now I'm time to get serious. So no fun for you. We got to get serious. I need a guy who's serious. And the problem is that if you got a girl who's like, say, 19, 20, she gets married when she very early, and God forbid she has kids, right? Now she's playing mom. Now she's a mother, and now she is playing house. And I'm not saying that some women don't actually enjoy that. We get married, have kids, blah, blah. Like, what is Brett Cooper? Brett Cooper is like 21, and I know she's just about to pop pretty soon. But that doesn't make her immune from her girlfriends who are out at Zook and are posting reels from Las Vegas and the girls' weekend at Las Vegas. Wish you were here, Brett. Too bad you're home with the kids. Too bad you're not, hey, look, Becky's now hooking up with these two guys and we can't decide which one she wants to fuck, right? And so you get this, I'm not saying it's always like, I'm just giving you extreme examples, but you get the point. The idea is that she's living vicariously through her sisters and for her girlfriends and everything else while she's playing mom. And right around 20, like right around that epiphany phase, 29, 30, 31 years old, that's when it starts to, that's when you get the resentment. That's when you get the remorse. And that's where Jasleen is right now.
Yeah, she has to be 30 to 33 around there. Just timeline doesn't make sense.
Right,
I can't find her
30 or
birthday,
33.
but
Well, he's 40. He's 40s now,
he's
right?
40.
So then I guess that does make sense. Well, because he said on that thing, he said that they married when she was 22 and she was 31.
yeah, 9-year difference. So yeah, it'd be around 30,
about that.
32, 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I really wish she might as well just say, I regret marrying Akash. I don't want to be in this marriage anymore. He's too nice. He buys me fucking wedding rings to like renew our vows. Look at him. Shut up. God, dude. If your girl says shut up in any serious capacity, dude, done. Click. Click. No more. That's it. Boundaries, my friend. Clearly, he's never learned anything about boundaries, especially for a guy who's an influencer, for a guy who's like, he's a comedian and a public figure. Dude, get your pitch in pocket.
Whew.
Yes.
Should learn from Dice right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Get out. Yes. Leave. And honestly, I think he's probably, this has to be something he's thinking about right now, because he's been, not only has he been humiliated by her, ritually humiliated by her, but now his brand has taken a hit from that. And Myron Fresh, myself, anybody who else did a I don't know who else did a rebuttal to that video 3 years ago. Now suddenly we seem like we're Nostradamus, Rollo-damus in the house once again. No, I actually can't see the future. I'm just really good at pattern recognition. That's all. I've seen this before. It's probably going to happen again.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. Yeah, Kayla.
Why does she remind me of Bobby Lee's ex-girlfriend, Kyla?
Kyla.
Yeah. So these are things. So let's learn some lessons here, because I can't just make it about just let's all shit on Akash, although that was fun. There has to be something that we can take away from. What are the lessons that we're going to learn here? Okay, well, first off, why are you marrying this chick who's 22 years old? I mean, I get it. When you are, let's just say for sake of argument, he is a virgin and he's got this hot piece of ass, this 22-year-old girl who actually said, yes, I will marry you. You're going to do whatever the fuck you can. Like, especially if you are like, if you're the guy who doesn't fuck and suddenly you get a girl who does want to fuck you, you think your ship has come in, man. Mm-hmm. You think that everything you have been doing up to that point is finally hitting pay dirt, and everything that you, especially when you're 31 years old. And I can imagine right about that time, he's on his way. He's at his ascendancy. He's not like, maybe he hit his stride when he got to be 35, 36 years old, somewhere in there. But he's definitely on his ascendancy to his potential, such as it is, right? What is this? Can you offer Akash a place on Reignite? He's more than well. I will give him a free. Yeah, there you go, Akash. Yeah, there's your QR code. Join Reignite today. Yeah, and you can avoid this too. It's funny. He's in the perfect demographic for us too. He's 41 years old. He will be getting divorced. Akash, I'll be here. We'll be here for you when the time comes. Akash, we will be here. So what happens is you've got a girl who is especially, attractive, and you think she is, this like pure virgin, like virginic, pure as the driven snow girl, and you don't want to hear anything like what Myron and Fresh were saying on the podcast. You just don't have an ear for it at that time. And you're right. If you look at just the expression of indignation he has on his face,
disgust.
It's like, yeah, because he's invested his ego in this marriage with this girl. I'm sure he couldn't believe his luck. And you know who else couldn't believe his luck? My brother-in-law, when he married my wife's sister, definitely batted out of his league. And once that collapsed, that's when he committed Harry Carey, right? That's when he fell on his sword. Okay. That's when the rope came down out of the tree. Because everything he'd put himself into, all of his beliefs, all of the everything he invested his ego into. I did the right thing. I did what I said I was going to do. I built this life for us. I'm putting, trying to, once the kids are out and they've gone off to college, I've got everything set up in order. I'm not in love with you anymore. And he was at that. He was 40 years old, exactly 40 years old. And I don't want to see that happen to Akash. Because especially if that chick was probably the hottest piece of attitude, he'll never do as good as this girl again, right?
To his for no.
Because I don't want to see him get zeroed out. I mean, he's gonna get Akash. You're gonna get zeroed out. It's already begun. I just don't want to see him have to he's gonna have to rebuild himself after this. He's gonna have to be a different dude after this. Like when Chris Rock did his Bigger Blacker. Remember that tour when he was on there? That was a different Chris Rock than the guy who is the post-divorce Chris Rock. And he has a different attitude, and he has a different kind of delivery, and he has a different outlook, I think. Because remember when he was doing Bigger and Blacker, and then remember the bit he would do about before I was married, no chick wanted to suck my dick. Now they're calling me all the time and they want to have a dick sucking contest. Right. And then it's like that. You could tell just by his bits and just by the topics and subject matter he was doing, you could tell he was kind of like, this married life ain't what I thought it was going to be. And then after marriage, his routine completely changes after that too. And I almost feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was almost self-deprecating.
Yeah. But as I said before, you kind of have to take these guys with a grain of salt, because the dudes that are going to be really invested in this are going to be some of the worst white knights you're ever going to imagine. They're going to go to bat because they think that if they can in some way take you down a notch, take Myron and Fresh down a notch, that the girl that they're with is going to notice that and want to fuck them that much more. The fact of the matter is they don't, unless you get in a fist fight with a guy, it's probably not going to happen that way. But those guys think that any girl within earshot who here's you sort of dress down a guy like Myron or me or Fresh or whoever else is going to boost his sort of sexual market value. It's intra-sexual competition is what it is. And that's how beta males, guys who don't fuck, fight with guys who do fuck. Because their only means of combat is shame. It's everyone agrees with me. No one agrees. Ostracization. No one agrees with you. Right? Who hurt you? How did you get this way? Right? What happened in your past? What, mommy didn't love you enough? Do you know any actual girls? Okay, shit. Let's see what I got. What you think Akash's first response publicly will be? Oh man, what do you think, Kyle? Because didn't you say he wasn't on the show?
He wasn't on the show last week or 10 days ago. Sorry. So
that's I don't know. Does he have a PR team? Because they got to know about this. They got to be figuring out what they're going to say. How does he recover from everything? This? Yeah.
You go to it's so bad.
Yeah. Some women don't hit the party years till later in life. Yeah, later and later too.
Oh, no, he's there. Never mind.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah.
Why does she remind me of Bobby Lee's ex-girlfriend? Yes. I think, I don't think he's quite there yet, but there won't be any. I don't think there's going to be any contrition. And by that, I mean, he's not going to acknowledge the fact that Myron or me or Fresh or all those red pill guys, there's not going to give any leeway about it. He's not going to say, you guys were right. I don't think he's going to tears. You think tears are going to be, you might be right. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I doubt there's going to be any contrition, at least in the beginning. It's certainly not publicly. What is it? He might be open to your book now. I should certainly hope so. Right, he needs it. I was open to it after my blue pill world collapses. And that's kind of part of my world now. Is I always meet guys post crisis, post trauma. It's not. I mean, very rarely do I meet guys who are like, "Oh man, thank God I had your book because I was about to make this really bad decision and I turned the car the other way."
You never make it for the preventative medicine.
More often, it's like, "Well, I got into your stuff after my first divorce." I met this guy. I was at Vegas Fashion Week And my daughter was actually a runway model. She was modeling for one of the designers. And so, of course, me being pageant dad, I had to go to this. And so I was hanging. I was lucky because I was there with my son-in-law and my wife too. So we were having, it was actually a fairly good time. But I'm there, and there's a lot of people there, and it's in South Summerlin.
Okay.
And at Warray Studios. It was really cool. So I'm there, and I had a guy recognize me while I was there, and the dude was a surgeon. I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, really?
Oh, shit.
What are you going to charge me for this conversation? That's basically what it comes down to. Like,
Let me check my billables.
I can't believe how many doctors were at when I was in the hospital in August, and like, yeah, these guys just come by your bed, like, I need $400. Looks like you're all right. Well, woo, thanks. Yeah, so I was talking to this guy, and I'm like, oh, how did you hear about me? He's like, well, I was going on my first divorce. I was like, oh, God. Yeah, it was interesting.
We should just link it in his Instagrams and everything.
Yeah. Viking Dad says he will pull a Steven Crowder. He'll never acknowledge you or others. Of course he won't. Yeah. Although Crowder does acknowledge Myron Fresh. He's he's had Myron on quite a few times. He's never had me on, but whatever. If Myron's on, that's good. I'm okay with that because Myron's basically like mouthing my stuff anyway. So, but yeah. So that's the Akash story. I've got some other things I wanted to get into, but before I do, I need to cover a few things that people have been like sort of hitting me up to talk about. And one of those is the debate between Andrew Willson and CGA, Coach Greg Adams. And I tried to do my best in passing on a couple of episodes ago. And the thing is I think people are either on Team Andrew or they're on Team CGA, right? And I've been looking at I watched the entirety of the quote unquote debate on Sean Kelly's channel. And the debate was, you're correct. The debate was red meat. And because every debate is red meat right now. And I mentioned this on the interview with when Mike was interviewing, me and Mike were interviewing Andrew Willson, is that debate is dead right now. And there's like classic debate is dead. So people are asking me, well, who do you think won? Do you think CGA won? Do you think Andrew won? Well, let me explain something to you first. It's like the conversation I had during that show with me and Mike and Andrew was that debate is not debate anymore. It's not classic debate. Classic debate from like Hellenic Greece and the Roman Senate or whatever. Like back in the day, debate was about one thing. Is a phenomenon, is a dynamic, is a principle, is a proposal true, or is it false? That's debate. Not my opponent is an asshole. My opponent is a liar and you shouldn't listen to him. That's not debate. Debate is we have this thing, we have this idea, we have this hypothesis, we have this principle, we have this phenomenon, this scientific method, right? It could be anything, right? We have something that is outside these two people, and one's going to debate for, one's going to debate against. Is this true? Does this exist? Is it true that X, Y, and Z? That's the main point. Or it could be a list of topics, a list of things to debate, right? So especially if you go and you look at like classic debate on the Senate floor of the United States, in the Capitol, or in the House, right? The House of Representatives. They have a certain amount of time that they're allotted to make their case. Somebody makes a rebuttal, then you can say, I will surrender my time to so-and-so. So somebody can actually come in and make a better case than you can, right? There are rules for debate because those rules were based on classic debate. Anybody who has taken debate in college, was on the debate team, understands formal logic, understands that debate was about discussing. You attack the principle, you attack the argument, not the person, the argument. What is the argument? What is the topic? What are we trying to prove is true or is false? That's what it's about. But the thing is now we move into modern debate. Modern debate is my opponent believes this and I believe this. Is this principle good or is it evil? Is it right or is it wrong? It becomes more of a moralism. Okay, you could even say, well, maybe that's part of the actual classical debate. You could. That's modern debate. Then there's postmodern debate. Postmodern debate is this. He's a liar. I'm telling you the truth. Vote for me. Don't vote for him. Is he on the good guy's side or is he on the bad guy's side? Is he a lying sack of shit? Is he telling the truth? Let's look and see what his personal history is. Let's see what it's attacking the person, and the debate is about the person, not about the subject, not about the topic. And we've lost sight of what debate actually is. I wrote a really great article. It's free, by the way. It's one of my free articles that's on Substack, and it's called "The Death of Debate." I'll put it in the somebody can, or maybe Sammy can grab it off my Substack. It's called "The Death of Debate," and in there I break down the differences in debate, like the methodologies or modes, I guess, over the years. So if we're going to call something debate, we have to call it we have to define what the terms of that debate are. So when Andrew Willson goes on and he's debating a feminist and he's like, you lick sniz, which I laughed at, by the way, or he's attacking the character of his debate opponent, that's just back and forth. That's just argument. That's postmodern debate. You're not actually trying to get down to the bottom of whether a principle or a hypothesis or a concept is true or false. You're trying to turn that person into a bad person so nobody will listen to them. And they're trying to do the same thing to you too. Don't get me wrong. And that's how you get it's basically it's debate, professional wrestling in the debate realm, right? And we call it debate, but it's not really debate because we're so used to seeing like presidential debates where Trump goes after Hillary and says, lock her up, right? It's all buzzwords. It's all bumper stickers and everything, because he's not trying to debate the topics of what's the best policy for the United States, domestic policy, foreign policy, geopolitics, whatever. That's not the debate. The debate is there for the zingers. It's there for Trump to go, yeah, and she's ugly too, and she's a feminist. Like that's not debate. You're not getting anywhere with that. No one is smarter. No one has come to a different conclusion after that. And so when people say, well, who won the debate? Do you think it was Coach Greg Adams or do you think it was Andrew Willson? Well, let's look at what they were supposed to be discussing. They were supposed to be discussing, is marriage worth it? Which is really fucking open-ended. Worth what? Worth the investment for a guy? Is it worth it for a guy to get married these days? Is it because if that's the case, if that's the principle that they were supposed to be debating on, Coach Greg Adams won because he made the policy, he made the points that here's what's going on with modern marriage. I'm not against marriage. I'm against the way we do it now. And I would have made the exact same points that CGA would have. I would love for people to have a great marriage. Even Jim Sexton says the same thing. He's a divorce attorney and has been, processed God knows how many divorces, still believes in love, still really wishes the best for people when they get one of his sons is getting married, I think. Is happy to give you a prenup so guys can be a little bit more prepared for that kind of stuff. Now, the reason why people have a ideological problem with Jim Sexton is because he's taking the magic out of marriage by saying you need a prenup, or here's the statistics, or like that guy in the video that I was showing in the beginning there was talking about how statistics don't matter because I'm not going to allow myself to be a statistic. And even with that attitude, you might be right. But the fact of the matter is there's a reason why we have generalities, because they're true, because the statistics are there. So from that perspective, Coach Greg Adams won the debate in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of it, because he just said, here's what's going on. It's not worth it. Show me why you would think it was worth it. Now, Andrew, of course, slips over into postmodern debate, which is, well, I have a solution. Here's what we should do. Blah, 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 blah. But that's not the point of you're debating one topic. If it's classic debate, the topic is it worth it? Well, I have a solution here. That's not I'm sure you do. And it might be, I'll be happy to listen to it. But that's not the goal of that debate. That it was about, is marriage worth it? And in the real world, where CGA was founding pulling stats and from his understanding, definitely understood that. Now, you got Andrew talking about how we need to have the church based. I've said this before. It's a covenant based marriage versus a state based marriage. I've debated this myself with Dr. Everett Piper back in 2019. I took the opposite. I took the role of CGA back then, right? And I'm married. I have a great marriage, but I'm taking the opposite because I'm saying, well, as we do it now in the United States, in the present state of marriage, this is all downside risk for guys. Until you can show me what the upside is, then no, it's not worth it. It really isn't. It's worth it in my case because I got married in 1996 and my wife is my wife and I am who I am. Maybe I forced it to work. Maybe it's because I have red pill. Here's my solution. Be red pill aware. You want to improve your chances of having a good, successful marriage? Like, you can say the Catholics or the Orthodoxy should be, the ones regulating the marriage or being the arbiters of that marriage. I'm going to say this, that from my perspective, the red pill needs to be there. You need to have some awareness. You need to understand your nature and your woman's nature. As I keep saying over and over and over again, is like I attribute a great the lion's share of the success of my marriage to me being red pill, to me having the awareness of what my wife's nature is and what my nature is and how we both come together and have a successful family. And my daughter is married now. I'm a fucking glowing example of everything that, the tradcons want to have. Only I'm not Orthodox. I'm not Catholic. My mom was. I am not Catholic. I hate to break it to you. I don't know what I am, honestly. And if you want me to elaborate on that more, it's easier if you just simply go buy my 4th book and read the last chapter of that book. I explain what my faith actually is. Easier for you to do that. I spent 3 years writing that book. Give me a reach around at least. Don't make me hold your hand through this whole thing. But yeah, so if I'm going to say, well, who won? Do you think or people are accusing me of saying, well, you guys didn't invite CGA onto the Avengers show, but we had the Avengers show on the book like weeks before I even knew that Andrew and CGA were even going to be doing a debate. So whatever. And again, I don't have anything against CGA. I had something against the fact that he was working with Anthony Johnson for God knows how long, but I probably agree with him on probably 90% of the shit he talks about. So there you have it. But I think from a classical debate perspective, CGA wins that debate. Andrew, when he gets into debates, is like, I'm going to attack the character. He just wants to get to the point where he's going to, proselytize for religion. And then I also have to, I looked this up later. I have to take Andrew to task on the idea that the Orthodox Christianity should be the arbiters of marriage when it comes to having a religion be the one that actually decides who gets married and who gets divorced and who can and who can't, right? Because the principle was that Orthodoxy has a low divorce rate and a low or a higher marriage rate or something like that. And I looked up the stats here, and the religion that has the highest marriage rate and the lowest divorce rate is actually Hinduism. 60% marriage rate and a 5% divorce rate in Hinduism. So if we're going to say that a church should be like the church with the best track record for marriage to divorce ratio, I don't know what you guys are doing, Hindus, but you guys win. So if that's the basis of the solution, then we got to all convert to Hinduism. Maybe Akash is onto something. Maybe the Indians are right, But see, do I think that that's actually a solution? No, I don't. But again, attacking it on principle, attacking it on stats, right? That's why we have things like logical fallacies, right? Slippery slope, straw man, presuming the point, ad hom. Everybody knows what an ad hom. You're just doing ad hom. Well, That's the only, like, can you name any other logical fallacy besides straw man, ad hom, and presuming the point is always was one of them too. I can't remember. There's a bunch of other ones. Logical fallacies exist. You know why they exist? Because they were based on classical debate, not on I'm going to fuck up my opponent. So when I foolishly decided that I wanted to debate Alex from Playing with Fire, I knew what I was getting into because I knew it was just like 3 hours of you're a liar. Tell everybody you're a liar. That's all it was. I'm like, I told Mike, like, because Mike really wanted to set up this debate. It was on about over a year ago now. On Twitter Spaces. And yeah, all it was, like, people were bored. They showed up because they thought we were going to actually be debating topics and principles. And like, is this principle let's see, hypergamy. Is hypergamy a thing or is it not a thing? Let's discuss. No, you're a liar. Remember when you lied about me? Yeah, spurred out the whole time. Okay, that's not a debate. It's an inquisition. That's not a debate. Because I'm an asshole. I'll be happy to tell you I'm an asshole, and I'll be the first one to, yeah, okay, but comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. That's me, right? But the thing is, he was calling me a liar over was actual principles that I took him to task on like 4 years. Like that's how long he hung out for 4 years earlier, right? But that wasn't a debate. Jasmine Jafar was in on that too. And she was like waiting. She never got to say like word one because Alex was just like yap the whole time. But that's not a debate. And so when people go and you see people like yelling at each other and they're calling, you lick sniz, and by the way, I'm referring to this viral clip that's been going around with Andrew was debating some feminist on whatever podcast. And she brought up the fact that Andrew had married Rachel, who is a single mother, and about their sexual history and their past and everything else. And as you know, I have said, Andrew meets the definition of a cuckold. But whether that's good, I'm not saying it's good or that's bad. I'm just saying that's the definition. So when she starts bringing it, but see, that's not in my way of thinking, my critical thinking capacity. That's not me trying to attack his character. He can tell you all about that if he wants to, but that's meets the definition of it, right? The concept of it, true or false. Same thing with this chick, but then so this chick starts bringing up all his past and everything. He interprets it as a personal attack. And sorry, Andrew, you got emotional. First one to get emotional loses when the debate is about attacking the other person. I know because I've done it myself several times. Mea culpa. I remember when I was on with Pat Campbell. That's where I got that from. Pat Campbell said this to me. He says the first one to get emotional loses. And so that's when you get like, you lick schniz, you're a lesbian. How dare you tell me what, I'm good or bad. The reason why you have that response is because the fundamental premise of the debate is, are you an asshole or are you not? Or am I who's the asshole here? Like, yeah, you're an asshole. No, you're an asshole. Right? You lick schniz. You're a cuckold. It might make for some great red meat rage bait for whatever podcast, but nothing gets done about it. No one is smarter as a result of that. Now if we were going to debate whether Amuse Mastery works or whether the Alpha Widows idea principle is actually a thing, or is hypergamy this obviatory shift, we can go and debate those things all day long, and I'm fucking ready to go. Let's fucking go. Give me a list of topics that you want to talk about, and I'm fucking right there. But if you want to say, Rollo, you're a bad man, you're lying about me, why would I want to involve myself in that? All right, here we go. He might be open to your book now. Okay, I got that. Blizzard. Got into your stuff after my first breakup in 21 in 22 at 21 in 2022. Thank you for everything you do. You are welcome, sir. Thank you very much. You get one of those. Another soul has been saved. Akash will like Will Smith now. Yes. Nobody will look at him in the same way. Women will ruin your legacy overnight if you're not careful. Thank you for bringing that up. That is something you can't tell a blue pill dude. You can't tell them shit. And that's like one of the most important things that they need to understand. I have so many guys that have come to me after, like they read my book and they go, Rollo, this is the best, this is the greatest book in the world. I can't believe it. You saved my life, blah, blah, blah. I need to tell everybody about this. I'm like, please don't. Because people want to naturally want to evangelize, right? They want to say, oh, you read this book. It'll save your life, right? And they want to give it to their brother or their best friend or their dad or whatever, who's about to marry this bitch. You know, and I can't believe he's about to ruin his life. And Rollo, he wouldn't read the book. He says you're a misogynist, or he thinks you guys are like pickup artist bros. You're in the Manos swamp, right? And they don't want to hear it. They're like completely against everything, and they can't. Like the guy who's like really excited about it. He can't. Why doesn't he? They come to me. Why can't he? And they're like, well, because they're not ready for that truth yet. They have to learn the hard. Most people have to learn the hard way. It's like that part in the Matrix. Remember when they're doing the woman in red scene?
Yes.
And he says, Neo, look around you. You see carpenters, plumbers, blah, blah, all the very minds that we're trying to save. But each one of these people is dependent on a system. And that system is our enemy. And so every one of these people can be a potential enemy, right? And they're so inured by it and they're so dependent on that system that they're willing to fight you for it.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what Akash did with me and with Myron and Fresh 3 years ago. He fought us because he's dependent on this idea, because it's part of who he is. It's his identity. Mm-hmm. So for him to admit that the red pill in general, let's just say, was right about his marriage. And I mean, it was kind of prophetic that even like what Andrew Schultz was like, well, maybe in 10 years we'll be having a different conversation. No, in 3 years we will be. And that's a great illustration of how Akash is dependent on the matrix, dependent on the system, right? Because it is his identity. Without it, he has to reassess who he is. And that's the problem, is when guys get to that point where they're zeroed out, when they get to the point where the woman leaves them and they can't believe she turned into somebody completely different. They can't believe their wife is alienating them from their children. They can't believe that she's taken half the stuff. They can't believe I thought it was going to be an amicable divorce. Just go ask Jim Sexton. All these amicable divorces turn into this bloodbath when there's two divorce attorneys sitting across a table from each other. And I can't believe she's like this. I can't believe she really wants to fuck this guy and do all these great sexual things with her jujitsu trainer that she would never do with me. How? And they don't understand that now what's happening is little by little, principle by principle, like fact by fact, reality by reality, that is taking by bits and pieces away from the identity that they had, their blue pill identity. So you can go through it the hard way and be like picked apart piecemeal, and then get to your lowest point, get zeroed out, and go, okay, I guess Myron was right. You can get to that point, or you could just eat crow, and say, yeah, I guess you guys were kind of right about that. Right? It takes a big man to do that. And when the only person I can think of off the top of my head, sorry, John Somnos. So John Somnos came to me and apologized for working with Anthony Johnson and saying, you guys are completely right about that. And my first impulse, I'm like, oh, get him, punch him in the face, fuck this guy. I told you so. I had to rein that back in and go, so it's cool, dude. Don't worry about it. It takes a bigger man to apologize and say, dude, I was fucking totally wrong about that. Like, than it does to go, man, fuck you guys anyways, To
admit defeat. Right?
Yeah, to admit defeat. I'm sticking to my guns, Like Tanner Guzzi. Tanner Guzzi is I think he's on his he was married twice. Tanner Guzzi is the author of this great book called The Appearance of Power. And I still use this for like guys who are doing like style, learning how to do male masculine style, like how to dress, why men actually do care about what they look like. Really great book. It's called The Appearance of Power by Tanner Guzzi. But like Tanner decided to side with Anthony Johnson back in the day, and he is a Mormon and had gone through one divorce, had kids, gone through another divorce just recently, has 7 kids to his name as far as by my last count, and is still got his chin up. He's still going. Like he got zeroed out, but he came back from it. And I'll have to say this is like, I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by the guy's resilience to come back out of that. And so like, I think that when we get to the point where somebody is sort of has this moment of sort of clarity, moment of contrition, we need to be like on point at that time and not be a dick about it. Like Aaron Clary, don't be a dick about it when somebody comes up to you. Right. So yeah. And that's why I was also going to say is like, it's important to like, if Akash hit me up tomorrow and said, dude, can I get a copy of your book? I would like hand deliver it, get on a plane and hand deliver it to him. Let's see. Men, if you're single, don't be afraid to cold approach. Just went to the mall and got the mall. Fuck yeah. There's still malls. Yeah. My man. Here, you get one of those for that. That's incredible. I got a number from a girl and an Instagram from another. Yeah. You actually got a real phone number? It wasn't follow me on Instagram. That's saying something. Remember when number closes actually meant something?
Mall game.
Yes. When the 5th book audio release, I'm late. The 5th book's audio has already been out forever, man. The 5th book is Player's Handbook. The 6th book is Reignite, which, by the way, you can get it at Amazon today. Please go pick it up. It's available now. And I just got the hardback. The hardback looks good, man. I've never done a hardback before. I'm going to do all of them hardback now because it looks so damn good. Yeah, so incoming, probably in 2026, I will have hardback editions for all of my books. I just wanted to see how it would work. The audio for, and thank you for reminding me, because everybody keeps asking me about this. The audio for my 6th book, which is Reignite, will be available December 10th, according to Keith, my reader. We are already, I think he uploaded like chapter 8 to me last night. So I have to go in and I have to approve them and listen to them and everything else too. So we're going through the process right now. This is another reason people go, oh, Rollo, how come you don't read your books? This is fucking why I don't read my books. Okay. I have somebody else do it because they're better at it than I am. I'm flattered that you want to hear my voice in your ear while you're working out, sweating and huffing and puffing. But there's people that just do it better than I do. And I could do it. It would, you wouldn't get it until April if that was the case. But yeah, it's got the 5th book audio is already up on Audible. It's been there forever. Breaking news. TPUSA will have another pep rally in honor of Charlie. Nick Freitas is one of them. The rest you will. Okay. Is one of them. The rest you will. Okay. Nick Freitas is going to Freitas. Nick Fritos is going to be on. Okay. Oh, but are you sure Jenna Jameson's not going to be added to that list now? Because I heard she was going to be a guest speaker on the Ladies Ministry Day right after Nala Fit or Nala Ray. Sorry now. Yes. Jenna Jameson. Jenna Jameson converted to Christianity. How convenient. Rollo, don't you think she's sincere? Absolutely, I think she's sincere. I don't question your sincerity. I question your timing. Oh, God. I have a shit. I know what it was. Oh, shit. I should go dig this up because there is a lot of responses to this. But like Kyle, somebody sent me the tweet of the announcement that Jenna Jameson had officially converted to Christianity, and she's born again. She's renewed. Good for her. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord for you. Well done. Stick the landing at the end. Right? Well done. Okay, now that that's out of the way, then I retweeted, I reposted, and I go. I said, Christianity is where whores go to retire, and left it at that. Didn't say good, didn't say bad. Well, why do you hate Christians? I didn't say that. I just said, this is where whores go to retire. Like, can we just once again, you can't tell people facts without giving them, telling them how to feel about it. Because if they don't, they will tell you what you meant, which is like for 275 comments later, they were telling me what they thought I meant. And I'm like, no, I'm just saying, isn't that what Christianity is all about? It's all about forgiveness. Yes. So thank you for making my point. You know, you're sitting in judgment. No, I'm not. I'm sitting in observation. I'm in the observation booth telling you what's going on. Twitter is such a great social experiment. It's like it will either confirm your most dearly held like ideological beliefs, or it will ruin your hope in death of humanity right there. Hey Rollo, are you familiar with the sidebar thing that Ryan is frequently talking? Yeah, it's the sidebar that was on it used to be on the Red Pill Reddit before they quarantined the Red Pill. I don't think people remember this. There used to be a very vibrant community on Reddit, and it was the Red Pill community, and it was it was almost pushing 1 million people who were subscribers or Redditors, whatever they're calling it, right? And then it got to the point where they said it was getting too close, getting out of hand, right? And this was back when I don't think for a second Reddit isn't just as ideologically biased as YouTube or any other fucking Instagram, Facebook. Don't think that they are immune to that, because they are not. Because what they did was they quarantined the Red Pill Reddit forum, meaning you could no longer subscribe to it. You could go read it all day long. And if you're already a member, you could write, but they couldn't add more members to it. Mm-hmm. So they quarantined it, and they hoped that it died. And it did, because what happened was all the most outspoken black pill doomer sons of bitches decided that they were going to be these inbred fucks and turn that Red Pill Reddit into this just cesspool of like incels and black pill guys. And it's just, it basically turned into the PUA hate forum, or what is it, slut hate forum. And eventually Reddit finally deleted it. They finally killed the Red Pill Reddit, but they couldn't bring themselves to, because it was so popular, they couldn't bring themselves to delete it or erase it at first. So they quarantined it and hoping it would die. And they were right. It did. It just took 2 years for it to die. It has been required reading for TRM years 1 and 2, Manipulated Man, No More Mr. Nice Guy, as well as Field Reports. I would take No More Mr. Nice Guy with a grain of salt these days. Field Reports is that's a section on my blog, and it's still active, if you can believe that. The guys who are still in there are still like having, which is a great testament to everything. I'm glad they are. Also, I don't think people fully appreciate the longevity of So Suave, the So Suave forums, which I used to be a moderator of right until about 2014, 2015. That's where the work got done. That was the fiery smelting pot of ideas back in the day, and still is to this day, and is still going. And I know the guy who runs it, his name is Alan, still has it up and is still having the conversations there in 2025. I joined in 2002. That's how old that forum is. So anybody saying, "Oh, the Red Pill's dead," like fucking Sneako recently, "Oh, Red Pill's dead," dude, you weren't even fucking in diapers when the fucking Red Pill Reddit and the fucking So Suave was going off. I'll tell you what, Sneako, I'll tell you when the Red Pill's dead. How about that? Can we just leave it there? I'll be happy to tell you that. Shit, you know what? I even have that. Hold on a second. How about I tell you? We got through Akash. Let's see. There he is. Oh, God. Anybody see this?
The whole idea of the Red Pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you Red Pill if you were a Christian, if you were a Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were manosphere, if you were an atheist.
No, it was very clearly defined until your dumbass came on fucking Myron and Fresh. It was very well defined. It was about it was the praxeology of intersexual dynamics. You guys added politics. You guys added religion. You guys added all this external bullshit and called it Red Pill because it was convenient to do that. Red Pill's not dead. It's never been dead and never will dead. It's an idea whose time has come. Whether you're a part of it or not a part of it, lead follower, get the fuck out of the way, right? So no, it is not gone. It's only you don't understand it well enough. That's the whole point.
Miami with a sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The Red Pill became this vague idea loosely attached to anybody speaking about conspiracy theories, and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet.
And you guys are still giving this dude oxygen. You still want to, you still think this guy is worth talking to. Same thing with Destiny right now. I seen Destiny on Tom Bilyeu. Tom Bilyeu, you have fucking Destiny on after he is essentially admitted to, well, let's just say sex crimes at this stage, okay? The guy is an admitted fucking criminal, and you bring him on your show, and you still give him juice. Same thing with Sneako, man. Like these guys are, Sneako. Like I remember Fresh was talking. I don't know if Fresh is still on board with Sneako. He might not be. But you guys have been on board with Sneako for a long time. And no, it was never about any of that, dude. You just don't know. You're ignorant. Still ignorant today.
People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following.
You mean kind of like how you converted to Islam and then didn't, and then unconverted to Islam? You're like the male version of fucking Brittany Renner. You know, you're like Brittany Renner with a dick. That's what you're at, man.
I used to hold a lot of resentment because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far. The red pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle. But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals.
Dude, no one snaked you. You got, by the time you got to Fresh and Fit, you were already banned off of Twitch, just like the rest of these guys. That's the only reason you even came over to YouTube is because your Twitch channel was dead. That's it. And yes, were they clout jacking you? I'm sure they were. Same thing with everybody else. Everybody, that's the one thing I will say. Everybody clout jacks everybody else in this business. Okay. Same thing. Like tell me that John Zerka wasn't fucking clout jacking. Tell me that Gary the Numbers guy isn't clout jacking. Tell me that, I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't care what the fucking Entertainment Tonight says about the red pill. I don't care what your fucking lost impressions of the red pill are. That's not what it's about. That's never been what it's about. It's always been about intersexual dynamics. That's it. That's why I said in March of 2021 on Fresh and Fit, I hope the red pill doesn't go mainstream. I knew it was. I didn't say it wouldn't. I just said I hope that it doesn't because it needs to stay underground. It needs to stay obscure. It needs to stay where it is right now so the more men can get helped by it. Because what happens, as I was saying before, is the red pill needs to be, and I said this in one of my last essays, has to be fundamentally apolitical, ideological, religious, racial, ethnic, whatever it is. It's got to be, it has to stand alone from all of that shit because I said this as far back as 2014. I said, because the moment that you mix the red pill with an ideology, it gets attached and associated with that ideology and people just dismiss it. They say, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He wants to disown all of this shit because all the people are just basically like dogging him right now, which they probably should have done a long time ago. But Sneako was the beginning of the end because he's the one that brought all this shit in here. He's the one that brought the fucking rats into the house. He was just the first rat to come through the door. And so now we're supposed to have sex because now I think did he get his Twitch back or he got his YouTube back because YouTube was like giving people their channels back suddenly. I'm like, what do you even do, man? Like Fresh was right about. I mean, I think everybody's been right about him. It's like the guy just has no backbone. He doesn't stick with fucking anything. Remember, he's walking around Dubai and he's like in that little white frock and a little white hat, like he's going to pretend to be like Muslim because Andrew Tate was pretending to be Muslim too. That's not red pill. That's your brand. That's your personal bullshit brand, but that's not the red pill. You want to come to this is the only red pill podcast left on fucking planet Earth, quite honestly. This is it. This is where people come for pod classes. This is where people come to get educated. This is where the principles come. Read my books, listen to what I'm talking about, join Reignite, whatever it is, man. I have been the most consistent voice in this space for 23 years now. And Destiny's still going on Tom Hill. Hey, let's see how the red pill's done, Tom. Well, I chew my fucking face off at the same time. Yeah. Let's see, Siege. Thank you for that. $10. I meant 6. Yes, 6. December 10th is my best date for you. Rollo, good age difference a la Aristotle advice. Yes. You know what Aristotle said? You do. Aristotle said the best age for a man to marry and for a woman to marry is 18 for the woman and 36 for the man. And this is back in his time, because that guy is just coming to his own and that woman is just coming into her own at that same time. If Aristotle got it right, I think Rollo Tomasi might be onto something. Good age advice. Hindu upbringing. He was a financial winner. Oh, he was. Finish line for her. Financial winner, finish line for her. Red pill win on paper. Or is Western culture / social media mixed with fame, seeking personalities to blame? Probably a little of both. I don't know. Here, you gave me $20. Hindu upbringing. He was a financial winner. Did he have money before?
I'm not sure.
Huh.
I don't know his life.
Oh, he's a financial winner, finish line for her. Yeah. What is
well,
it?
I mean, he's probably making money through all his
Yeah,
stand-up.
well, I'm sure he's.
Playground
Yeah, I'm not
podcasts.
saying he probably makes more money than I do. Certainly in this podcast. But yeah, I think you're probably referencing what Rich Cooper's line, which is, women don't care about men's struggles; they just wait the finish line and fuck the winners, right? Which, as I've said before, I agree. I just think it's incomplete. I think a man's potential has something to do with her attraction to him. It's not because not all women can be the ones waiting at the finish line, right? One thing I think it's left out of that equation is the women don't care about men's struggles. I think that's more important than they wait at the finish line and fuck the winner. Women don't care about men's struggles, period. They want you to shut the fuck up and win. They don't care about the process. They care about the results. When a woman says, "What do you do for a living?" she's hoping that you're not at residency to be a surgeon. She's hoping you're not a come up. That women don't care about you men's struggles. Like, that's why vulnerability doesn't work. They don't care about your struggles. They want you. If you're having financial difficulties, if you're having personal difficulties, if you're getting zeroed out, if there's something that's sort of gone awry and you're not feeling it right now, they not necessarily going to be unsympathetic, but they want to know that you have a plan. They don't care about your struggles. They care about the results, or what you predict will be the end results. It's okay. I've got a good attitude. I know I'm not where I was before, but I'm going to get back. I'm good now, but I'm going to get better. That's what it comes down to. I think it's more important to focus on the women don't care about your struggles than it does about like the winners when they cross the finish line. Everybody wants to be a winner when they cross the finish line, but they would also like to be appreciated for all the bullshit that they had to go through to get to that point, right? No, they don't care. They want a turnkey relationship. If they don't have to be part of your education, your upbringing, whatever. Like I have guys in my group, and then hell, I've even heard guys in Mike's group and other people talking about, like, Rollo, should I tell this girl that I'm like in your group? Should I tell these girls that I'm learning? I've read the Rational Male. No, don't turn back. They don't care about your struggles. They want to think that you are naturally good with women. Because if you had to learn it, then you're not organically like, they want a guy to drop out of the fucking sky.
Natural trad.
Who has natural talent, knows because that's the one that they want their babies to have that same natural talent. They don't want to know. Like I had this guy who was in my group. This blew me away too, because the guy's thin, and he was saying that how he was at 329 pounds, and he is now at 188 pounds and jacked and put with muscle and drop body fat and everything. I'm like, really? Because I've only known him thin. right? I'm like, fuck, you're kidding. And I was like, I kind of want to see pictures, but don't show me the pictures, right? And I told him, I said, don't ever tell women that you were 329 pounds, right? Because they want to think that you were always 185 pounds jacked. That's what they want to think. They don't want to say, well, I was a fat kid and then here's my before and after pictures. And because even Alvaro Pena had that. He had this, like when he was a fat kid in high school, and he's like male model, like, jacked as fuck, and is like a stripper and is fucking, Crystal Beck's right now, right? Like Crystal Beck's doesn't want to see your fat kid pics, trust me. Just like erase, throw them in the trash. You get rid of them. They don't care about your struggles. They only care about the results. They want to enjoy the results. They would rather have a turnkey relationship if at all possible. And they want to think that you got there with effortlessly, that there was you just arrived. You just were made that way. And why is that? Because women just are, and men must become. Like I've said this before, like when we look at like Hollywood and they try to gender swap certain like characters from like good franchises, or they try to the worst one, of course, is like Star Wars, with Rey. Like Rey is just this Mary. Why do we have a Mary Sue archetype? Well, it's because women fundamentally don't understand that men must become. They have to they have to go through this process of getting punched in the face and falling back down and coming back up again to be Luke Skywalker, to be good with a fucking lightsaber, right? It's the same thing in real life too. Women they don't care about the fucking struggles. They don't care what it took. Like it took you 10 years to look the way you do, to get your business on point, to get your money, to own the frame that you're in, to sort of overcome your difficulties and everything, because they don't want that. They don't want to think about that process because there's no appreciation for it. Women just are. Men must become. Like, how they always say, like, when you get jacked, especially when you get on gear or something like that. And like guys start it because they think that once I get jacked, they think in their head, once I get jacked, then chicks will want to come and talk to me. And then and what happens? Guys come to you, dude, how do I get like you? Like they're trying to repeat your process because men must become and women just are, right? So they don't care that it took you 3 years and I don't know, 2 summers of trend to get to the shape that you're in. Men appreciate that because they have to go through the same shit. Women don't appreciate that because they just are. Why can't you just be like me? Just be a natural, gorgeous, beautiful person that the world is your oyster. Men have to earn it. That's why. They don't want to sit there and wait for you to fucking earn it. They want to get with the guy who's fucking already made. That's why women get with older guys, especially now, like Gen Z chicks. What's the trend is for them to get with older dudes because they're made. The guys that are in their peer group, their demographic, they don't measure up to a guy who's still in shape, who could still knock it out, who's got a lot of money and got money, muscles, and game. He's got the trifecta. He's made the most of himself. You're struggling. You're going through that struggle. I'll tell you what. When you get to be 30, 32, I'll come back and see how you're doing. But I'm going to go fuck this guy who's already made right now and share him with a dozen other girls. But yeah. When is the memorial Steam for JAL's wide YouTube cancellation?
Here, let me,
Goodbye, motherfucker. Yeah, goodbye to your YouTube. I'm sure he'll come back. That's the fat kid, John Anthony Lifestyle. Former YouTuber. And got demonetized or got deleted because his channel is basically one thing, which is just shit talk after shit talk after shit talk. Me, Mike, God, even people he used to be aligned with, like Anthony Johnson. Look, all the people he used to even like are targets for him. That's all it is. It's just his whole channel. I mean, all you had to do, you take my word for it, all you had to do is go and look at the thumbnails. You can see what he was about. There's nothing there. And so, in my opinion, I have to say that allegedly, so I don't get another cease and desist notice, right? How distraught are you over this development? I'm not distraught at all. Are you kidding? Make me want to drink again. No, it's like I'm not really worried about his cancellation because I don't do the same content that you are. You think I'm worried about like me getting canceled? No, I don't do anything even remotely like he does. So, when's the memorial stream? You know, somebody sent me that and I passed it along to Mike because he went after Mike pretty hardcore too. And we at one point me and Mike were just like, just let him kill himself. Like give him enough rope. Just ignore him. The worst thing you can do for guys like that is to like give them oxygen. Why do you think I keep harping on like Destiny getting on Tom Bialu and stuff? Like the worst thing you can give like pathological personalities like that is to give them oxygen, to give them juice, to give them any kind of attention. So I'm like, fuck it. It doesn't like people know what I'm about. I'm not worried about him like, you know, cutting into my fucking demographic. I don't give two flying fucks. If anything, Mike fucking poaches guys out of his group, you know. But no, I'm not too worried about it. But it's been a long time coming. I don't know what he's going to do. He'll start another one and rebrand. Good luck, especially in this environment today. The problem with I'll say if there's a problem with the manosphere right now is I have to agree in this respect that a lot of times a lot of the people that I see like it's kind of lost its way. It needs to get back to what the core principles are, which is being a praxeology of intersexual dynamics. That's what the red pill is, and it's what it ought to be and should stay. But people, that's why this show doesn't get past 223,000. Please subscribe to the show. I need you to subscribe to the show.
You're shadow banned.
But I get shadow banned. Nobody gets to watch this shit. I don't come up in your impressions anymore. Long form content is discriminated against right now. You know why? Why they're going for short form content is because it has to be a real creator doing really quick hit content. And because that's the attention span we've turned into TikTok, right? YouTube is turning in a way from some of the videos I've been watching recently about like sort of the industry. In a way, YouTube is kind of turning into MySpace right now.
Yep.
Like what happened like towards the end of MySpace when everything is just this clusterfuck of it was just become a mess. Like they gave too much. It was not regulated enough, right? And that's honestly, one of the reasons I think Rumble will never be anything greater than it is because they only cater to a certain demographic. There's no fishing channels on Rumble. Yeah. There's no other content than the content of people who got kicked off of YouTube. Right? YouTube kicked me off. Oh, there's always Rumble. You go over to Rumble. So what is it? It's always conservative. It's all ethno-nationalism. It's race realism. It's some red pill content. You know, I still simulcast to Rumble. I don't think it's a bad place. I'm just saying it'll never be more than it is until people see it as a viable alternative, right? And you want to do all of my Warhammer 40,000 hobby channels are on YouTube. They're not on Rumble because there aren't any on Rumble. They don't know. Why would they go? They don't care. Like YouTube doesn't give two fucks about a miniature war gaming. Right? Unless you start saying that there should be female space marines. Space marines.
1 million subscribers.
Yes, 1 million subscribers. How does that improve the game? It doesn't. What is my opinion on Dr. Orion Taraban? I am glad you asked because I have, for your perusal here, Taraban is a hack.
Phrases a real man or man up are used in today's day and age. They are always accompanied by imperatives to act in ways that benefit women.
Where have I heard this before? You know where I heard this before? Last week on last week's show. You know when this video came out? Monday, the day after this show. Looks a little sus to me.
I dare you to find an exception to this rule. My point here is that all men, especially young men, have to understand that their dominant culture has absolutely no interest in supporting them in becoming men in their own right.
Where have I heard this before, Kyle? Where did this go? Holy shit, man. It's like
Sundays, 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, something like that. So it's remarkable how it's echo.
Read my lips. The dominant culture does not want masculine men.
That sounds an awful lot like some other one of those red pill guys.
It does not want men to be vigorous and powerful and prosperous and happy and abundant. And I'm going to explain why that is in a future episode. For the time being, however, it's important for men to understand that
the future episode, which comes right after today, which will be tomorrow morning.
Hold up, my info doesn't drop yet.
Yes, that'll be tomorrow morning.
Their value is not fundamentally predicated on what they can do for women.
Oh, really?
And if possible, to find other men who view masculinity as an inherently good and positive trait, as this will help to offset the pressures to conform to the dominant culture they might otherwise feel.
Step aside, son. Step aside. Let a professional take over. Wow. It's like every time, man. Every time people's, don't you think he's got some good things to say? Even Mike likes Dr. Taraban.
Just a coincidence that all this info comes out right after you say
the day after. It was literally the entirety of last week's show was basically what I've said for forever is that, and I put it in, he says dominant culture. I've said tradcons, right? Tradcons do not care. Or they don't care about the state of men. They don't care about men becoming better men for the sake of men being better men. They care about it because women have a problem finding eligible bachelors to marry, to have babies with, to, procreate and, maintain, perpetuate the species, right? That's why, what did I say? I put it in these terms. I said, that's why tradcons are the flip side of feminism, not the fucking red pill. Oh, you guys are just feminism for men. No, tradcons are feminism for men because they have the same purpose, which is the empowerment of women. Do everything, be a better person, be a better guy, be more masculine. I had Allie Beth Stuckey's old video from fucking TFM describing almost verbatim what this fucking hacks it wants to come out with. How original, how novel. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Go take your fucking AI generated script and shove it up your fucking ass. Getting a little fucking tired of this shit. Sorry, I know it's a little harsh, but now do you see? How many more fucking examples of this do I have to say before this guy plagiarizes? He grabs whatever looks good and rewords it a little bit, I guess. That's what it's exactly whatever. Hell, it's not even me. It's TFM. It's like Turtling Monkey, man. Responsibility without authority is slavery. Why don't you come up with that and say you came up with it too, right? Wow, he's so I really like that guy. He's so novel. What do you think, Rollo? I think I said that in 2016 is what I think I said. Yes. I got to have Ryan on. I think I might want to do a Wednesday show when I don't have a show for Access Vegas. Let's see if Ryan Stone wants to do a tag team thing. I'm thinking about doing something more permanent with just me and Ryan on Wednesdays. If I can get him to, maybe that'll get him to move to Vegas, right? Because this is getting fucking ridiculous. Because it's one thing if you're going to lift material from my book to add to your books. It's another thing when you're doing it blatantly the day after my fucking topics. And I don't know. It's I don't know how many different ways to say the same fucking thing. The guy just lifts material. The fact that he has a DR and he's only a PS or a Psych D, so he can only practice in San Francisco. He's not like a clinical psychologist like Jordan Peterson can practice anywhere, right? And so he's basically a brand. He's just basically an influencer brand. He's got his own group of guys. Everybody has their own group, by the way. I'm late to the party. Great class. You are welcome for the great class, dude. Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
DK Moon said.
Yeah. What did he say?
He's like, Taraban's great. I'm glad Rollo writes for
I'm glad,
him.
yeah. Me and Ryan are the research and maybe Archwing or two. We're the research and development department for the Red Pill. I love it when people are like you need to have CGA on, you need to have Andrew Willson on, you need to have this guy on, you need to have that guy on, blah blah blah, and all this bullshit. I'm just like, or if I'm on, then it's like they give me shit for being on the show. What's this guy with the beanie doing on? Like, dude, these guys wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me doing what I do. Right? CGA was in this studio with Fresh. You fucking did the production for the show. If I hated fucking CGA, do you think I would let that go down? I don't care. I'm good with CGA. I want to fuck it. If CGA, if you want to come in the show and you want to do a show with me, I'm all about it. Come on, let's do. I'll be happy to have you in. I have no problem with CGA whatsoever. Right? And I only had a problem when he was with Anthony Johnson. That's when I had a problem with CGA. Thank you. Good night. But I don't think people realize the amount of hell. You're late today. I don't think people realize the amount of work that goes into producing this show, goes into producing Access Vegas, goes into producing whatever we have going on at Origin Studios, not to mention Red One Studios, right? And not just me writing out the topics and getting the videos together and doing all this stuff. There's a lot of back end that goes to me just sitting here and like shaking my ass for you, okay? There's so much more to that. You know how hard it is to get girls to commit to Access Vegas? That's a job. I need to hire a hoe wrangler just for that fucking job. It's tough. And then the girls will say, yeah, sure, I'll be there. And then just Tuesday rolls around. Are you still coming? Oh, was that Wednesday? Oh my God, you know? But, and then it's funny is like, sometimes we'll get girls who'll flake. And so we overbook, and then sometimes we overbook and no one flakes. And we're like, fuck, what are we going to do? We have, for the Halloween show, we have 14 girls in it. That takes a lot of coordination. I don't know if you're aware of that. Making sure the video works, making sure the audio works, because we have been struggling with, up until the last show, we've been struggling with audio in Origin Studios. They now have a dedicated sound guy. That's why it sounded good last time. Video. You think about the product. Like I had to teach. He's a good guy, but Tyus, I had to teach him how to use StreamYard. Because he'd never used StreamYard before. They're more into like doing recording rather than live stream. I do nothing but live stream. So we have a meeting of the minds. I come and help him out so we can produce the show. That means I got to go in on a Monday and say, hey, let's sit down and run a dummy or test, thing. So much goes into all this. So like when people go, what the fuck is he doing on here? I fucking earned my fucking way here, dude. I busted my ass for this show so you can talk shit about me on this show. There's so like, I'm the hardest working motherfucker, and you are a hardworking motherfucker, and Charlie and Miguel are hardworking motherfuckers. Mike Sartain's a hardworking motherfucker. Like people they think we just show up and smile and the cameras just automatically come on. Obviously they didn't. I was trying to make it work, duct tape and baling wire a little while ago. So yeah, it's a production, and I don't think people really. Jordan Cuckerson. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So, anyways, there's that. I was kind of holding out and seeing if Tiffany was going to come today, but she's probably not. Tiffany Fox was she's on a shoot right now. I'm not sure I want her to come in after a shoot. Tiffany Fox, commercial porn mattress actress, your favorite and mine. Well, maybe my favorite. She's in town. We had her on for a little while. Yeah, she's titties. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, don't marry her. It's my girl. I'll deal with it. So anyways, let's see what I got going. Reignite, please, if you are interested. By the way, we've been talking shit about Akash for the longest time, and I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that when we get to this point, when we start talking about like guys getting zeroed out, and Akash, somebody asked me like, what do you think's going to happen to Akash next? Akash is getting zeroed out. That's what's going to happen. And I'm trying not to be condescending. I'm trying not to be like a pity party or anything for him. But I will say this is like, if you get zeroed out, there are groups, there are guys that are ready to help you out, man. And one of those is Reignite. That's my group. And, we specialize in exactly what Akash is about to experience. And would he be welcome? He said, would he be welcome in Reignite? Absolutely, he'll be welcome in Reignite. So Reignite is my group for guys. It's my private group, but we have it's for guys that are trying to rebuild themselves. And that's really what the book is about too. The new book, Reignite as a book is not just a primer for the group, but it's a standalone book to help you sort of unfuck your life, right? Or to rebuild your life or build the life that you never got, right? So a lot of guys will say, well, Rollo, isn't it for guys who are like old guy? Well, this isn't the old guy group. No, we've got guys who are 33. I think the youngest guy we have is 33 in the group. And they asked me like, can I join the group? I'm not in the age demo. I'm like, dude, there is no age demo. Just most of the guys are in the 40 to 60s range. But I've got one guy, our oldest member is 65 and our youngest member is 33 or 34, I think. And so we run the gamut, right? But it's usually guys who just are out there, they're trying to rebuild themselves. It's kind of like the sexual marketplace reintegration program. And so are there guys who have been coming out of bad marriages and bad divorces and everything? Yes, absolutely. And we're here to help you sort of reintegrate yourself. For a guy like Akash, I'm trying to think like what we could do, like from Reignite. Like Akash is a good example of the kind of guy that would actually join the group, right? They're just trying to figure shit out because he's going to get to the point like, where did I fucking go wrong?
Yeah.
I mean, if he has any like,
Agency.
if he has any insight, at some point he's going to come down to, he's going to hit rock bottom. Like, why did my bitch leave me? Why did I think that she was this pure virtuous woman? Why did I go to the extents? Why was I blue pill? Right. And that's what the group is about. And that's really what the book is about, is it's to help you connect the concepts that have been part of the red pill for a long time and make them useful for you so that you can actually build a plan of action around accurate information. Because clearly Akash didn't have accurate information when he was on with Fresh and Fit 3 years ago. In fact, he was very vocal about it. He was very hostile. Remember? So dependent on the system that they will fight you for it. That was what Akash was doing. He was trying to fight you, the guys who are like Fresh and Fit were unplugged, and they're trying to fight them because if they're right, he has to fundamentally reassess his identity. And he wasn't ready to do that. So he's ready to fight them. Now he's forced to reassess his identity because his wife is just about to leave him. So that's probably why he's been quiet and laying low for a little while, doesn't know what he's going to do. His wife is basically schooling him, essentially cucking him with, wanting a guy with a big dick or whatever, length and girth. So we're here. That's what Reignite's about, is to help guys develop the skills that they never got or to reintegrate themselves back into the sexual marketplace. We go out and we do cool shit. We have fun. It's not sitting around in drum circles. It's not like taking naked lake dips at 6 a.m. or some shit like that and, pounding your chest. It's about going and doing stuff. It's real practical stuff. It's stuff that you can learn from. It's the social skills that maybe you did or you didn't get, or maybe you need to relearn. Maybe you need to relearn your skills when like the shit that got you your wife and now you're divorced 20 years later, they're outdated, right? So we do stuff. I mean, we go out to clubs here in Vegas. I mean, a lot of the stuff we do is in Vegas, but we do stuff in Miami. We're going to take it on the road. We're going to come to me and Joe Marin, my partner and my heterosexual business partner. We're going to take it on the road. I'm going to do a book tour, and I don't think I've announced this yet. I'm going to do a book tour as soon as I'm recovered from my surgery, which happens on December 23rd. Yes, I'll be in the hospital on Christmas. But once I'm recovered from that and I can, the doc gives me, clearance to go travel and everything, I'm going to be going out to Miami to promote the book. I'm going to be going to whoever will have me. Brian, whatever podcast, if you want me to come on, I'll be happy to come on. I'm going to do a book tour. And then I'm also going to try to coordinate Reignite into that tour. So if you're in Chicago, if you're in Minnesota, if you're in wherever you're at, I'm going to see if I can stop somewhere and talk to you. So if I can. And then the other thing is I'm probably the most accessible motherfucker in business too. Yeah. So like I'm talking to guys. I talked to a surgeon yesterday at the Vegas Fashion Week, just out of the blue. So that was a pretty cool experience. Whenever I go to Costco, I go to Costco. There's one kid there that is like hey, shout out to you. I forget his name, but he watches the show.
Okay.
And I come in. He knows me immediately, and he's like, sometimes he'll ask me a question or something. And then when I'm at Costco, there's just such a concentration of people from Vegas and Costco that I'm guaranteed to get recognized once or twice when I'm in there. Come up and say hi, man. I'll be happy to shake your hand and talk to you. So I'm out there. Anyways, okay, guys, that's it for today. Again, I didn't want to bash on Akaash, but I think this has been a learning experience for him and for everyone else. So also make sure if you want to get the new book, it's Reignite. It's on Amazon. It's still selling very, very well. It's still up there in the rankings, and it's more successful than I actually kind of gave it credit for. I think people are really digging on this book. It will help you rebuild your life. It will help you put things back together and give you the skills and give you a primer for like disparate concepts that we used to think were isolated from one another. But like we're talking about burden of performance, we're talking about mindset, we're talking about mental point of origin, frame. I go into a lot of detail on frame. We get into congruence. We get into a lot of the things that people tend to be they need more explanation from, but all of those are interconnected. So that's how I do it with this book, and I interconnect those things and make them useful to you. It's actionable information that you can use to actually put into practice in your real life. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not a cult leader. I don't want Tomasi. I'm a Tomasi man. I don't want that. I don't give you 7 tips for a great marriage or how to fuck your girlfriend. I don't give you 12 rules for life. I just give you tools and education that you can actually put into practice for yourself in your situation where you are right now. That's what the book is about. Go pick it up today. Check it out. It's Reignite on Amazon. With that, I will see. There's no Access Vegas this Wednesday. I think the next one's going to be in December. So coming up soon. I think we got some special guests coming in, but I am going to do I'm going to hit up Ryan, and I'm going to see if I can do a midweek show on Wednesday with Ryan Stone, and just shoot the shit and catch up with Ryan. And I'm going to see if I can make it somewhat of a semi-permanent thing with him, because a lot of people have been wanting me to do that for a while, and now I can because the book is done. So with that said, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you next week.
I need to feel you on top of me. It was my first time.
Stop the cap.
But I was just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What'd you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Please do the same. Time came by and went over like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now, let go. Bound to keep me up.
Oh, those guys are back.
But maybe we can fuck again, and maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? I need to know if maybe we can fuck again, then maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Yeah, I could have the best in my life.
You're goddamn right.
Now we're fucking in the bathroom, tearing up everywhere while I got your hair. Why you screaming my name?
That's nasty. It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Ugh.
She was swinging in the bedroom, whole time stopping and stopping with her hair. Like she's Claudia Kelly.
Well, I'm a whore.
Run me, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song, getting nasty. Working up and down on your body. Run me, ride me up and down like a pony. Turning up my song on your body. Baby, we'll get down to it all. But maybe we can fuck again, and maybe things are different.
City Podcast has been a production of The Rational Mail. All rights reserved. Registered trademark 2025. Don't steal Ned stuff.
I prefer a good cigar and a bad woman.
FBI, open up!
She's not a Christian!
I want to cast magic missile.
Tell that bitch to be cool. Say bitch, be cool. Be cool, honey. Say bitch, be cool.